Holding me down, doom, ba-doom, 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 ba-doom. Gotta cut loose, foot loose. Hello, and welcome to my so-called life. It is Wednesday, and we are here to help you get through the week. How are you doing today, Tammy?
I'm here.
Yeah.
That is an accomplishment.
And my double mint twin, my Minnesota twin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with the twins. How are you this evening?
I was just like, where is he going with this? I have no idea. Anywho, we're doing great. We're doing great. I had such a groggy day today though, because it was so cloudy and gross outside. But yeah, it's great. Yeah. How are you doing, William?
I'm good. I'm walking around. I'm turning on my control center in here. It's been another exciting day. And
you're sitting, not walking. I'm sorry.
I have.
He probably has controllers.
Last night I was inspired. I started cutting out shapes and blocks, and my denim quilt is gonna have. Well, I don't know what it's gonna be. But before, we're getting way ahead of ourselves. I just want to say hello to Rita. Hello to Katie, Ollie, Baba, Shalom. Hello, everybody. And to anyone watching this in the future, I absolutely thank you.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, everyone.
Hi, Joy T.
It's going to be a block party tonight. Yay. Hello, Joy. Hello.
So, Ollie, I wear the shirt when I got to bring it. I wear the coach shirt.
Oh, my poor computer.
Oh, is it giving you fits again?
It's not wanting to cooperate. My almost 11 or 12-year-old computer isn't working. But this MacBook Pro is from 2012 and it's a workhorse. I'm gonna name it.
Hi, Nancy.
You don't name things.
You're not supposed to. I'm not supposed to.
Did you name it?
I just kind of did.
Oh.
He just did. He's trying to name it to see if it will help.
Yeah.
That's what we're rooting for. We're rooting that the name will give it some help.
Katie, I'm not working on anything tonight.
I'm excited. I'm excited though because I'm gonna be cutting up my blocks. I need to set myself up, but I'm excited. I don't know if it's gonna be a quilt or knowing me, I want it to be a jacket. But I can't remember. I can't remember what show I was watching. There was this young man who won a competition by and he was a denim guy, and he would patch everything.
Oh, William, have you seen that purple quilt? The quilt top I was gifted?
I think I have.
Because I was asking everybody whether I should make it or keep it a quilt or turn it into a cloak.
Yes, I was watching. Yes, I was watching.
What's your thoughts?
As a clothes maker, I will always lean towards making clothes.
Oh.
I'm really just waiting for that quilt that I gave him to be a jacket.
No, he's already said he's not allowed to cut it. He's already acknowledged he can't cut into that.
Yay, Judy, great to see you. I'm working on going back to bed.
Oh,
no, I promise. I pinky sweared that I wouldn't cut your quilt up.
I know.
I have video proof. Video and audio proof.
We all do.
I put it on my bed. It kind of classes up the joint.
Oh,
no, I'm not even kidding.
Does it though?
I do this weird thing where I get up and I make my bed every day and I drink coffee. It's a ritual. But then the other day I was sitting there and I'm like, let me have the quilt on here and see what it looks like. And I sat there like this and I was like, this classes up the joint.
It's not even probably big enough for your bed.
No, I put it at the foot end of the bed.
Oh, that's nice. Then okay.
I'm serious too. It's gonna be. I'm gonna wear it like Pigpen. I'm just gonna wear it like Pigpen from the Peanuts.
Linus.
Yes, Linus. Was it Linus? It was Linus.
It's Linus.
It was Linus that always had the blanket.
There you go.
Does Linus suck his thumb too?
Yeah, it was Linus sucking his thumb.
For the record, I do not suck my thumbs at all. Good grief. You said 2.
It's your word against ours, William.
We don't know what you do. Hi, everyone. How are you doing? Gosh, what you bringing, Jess? Bringing for what? Oh, bring in the cheer. Bring the cheer. I got a motivation.
That's what I'm working on, guys. I'm working on making the bag.
Yeah.
I'm going to switch my angle in a second. I'm so excited. I have to separate all the denim, though, because they are different colors.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping them, even this pile. Here, let me show. This one, although they're similar, they're from a different pair.
Mm-hmm.
I'm even that's how detailed I am right now.
So what size are you cutting them?
To whatever size the square is, which I just discovered is 7x7, and that's in freedom units.
Yes. Gotta do freedom units.
Okay.
We are Americans.
That's
All
all I know.
Now I got to Google that because I have no idea what that means.
Yeah, you do. You
In
do.
freedom units?
I'm confident you know what freedom units are.
I have a queen size bed. I know that kind of shoe.
I'm waiting for Jess.
No, I'm answering. Off with their heads. Fit for a queen.
Oh.
Yeah, I told you.
Gosh, I'm stupid. It's okay.
No.
I don't teach. I teach metric.
It's funny. We have a metric. We have a standard and metric tool section at my job, and it is so funny to watch the rookies when they have to go to the metric box. Freedom units. That makes me laugh.
Can you just shoot me now? I mean, seriously, my brain is just not functioning.
Ollie, I don't know all the conversions. Sorry.
Oh, I know a lot of the conversions.
No.
Great to see you, Nancy. Great to see you.
Oh. That's when I would start yelling at the nurse.
You must have really large hands. It doesn't even look 7x7.
Yeah, it doesn't.
No.
I'm a grown man. I have giant Johnny bench hands. I can hold like 3 baseballs at the same time.
I didn't even notice when we were hanging out. I would have noticed.
What's the highest number that ruler goes up to?
14.
Yeah, so that is definitely not.
When I put it on, okay, hold on. Let's
You
let's
have
do
a
this
knot right there?
because I have my camera. Oh, we can do it this way. Hold on, let's see. There we go. Sorry for the motion sickness.
That's all right. Close your eyes.
Bam. Okay, here we go.
Put it in the corner.
Boom. 7x7.
No, it's not even
it's 6x6.
6x6.
Because you were starting at 1. You have to start at 0.
Boom. Boom. Oh, hold on. Boom. 6x6.
6x6.
Boom.
He didn't pass 4th grade.
No, he just didn't pass quilting.
Just start at 0. That's the first thing I teach kids. Start at 0.
This thing came with something I ordered on Amazon. I was like, cool. This is the official square of the House of Sewing. I've used this for everything. I have used this for my pants. Everything you've seen is based on this square. If I lost this square, I would be lost.
All right.
We need to make it a patch, the official square.
I think that's going to be like when I do get off my no buy, I'm going to go ruler crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. 6.5 by 6.5. I cannot grip the size
Are we
of
getting
it.
our rulers out?
My fingers are over it.
It's able to wrap around.
No, I can't do it either.
Like,
What size is that one?
Oh,
that's 6.5 or 6?
No. Mine's OmniGrid.
But how big is yours? 6.5 or 6?
6.5.
Because the units were invented by a queen.
I can't even get that far.
Yeah.
You're holding yours in one hand. I can't hold mine in one hand.
Oh. How tall are you?
5'4".
I wonder.
Finding gloves for my size hands is a pain.
I do have longer fingers, like my mom.
Yeah.
It's like a Hamilton trait.
And William's got like the massive hand because he's like wrapped completely around the roller. With no
It's easy
problem.
to find gloves.
Right.
Just go to the large or extra large. It's easy to find gloves.
Oh.
And to those people out there who talk about my isotoners, my hands are warm. I may look like a Confederate general. I love my isotoners. I'm so glad to use my USA measurement rulers and cups or such here. And Greenland metric is just too confusing. You know, I feel like it's just a matter of, you know, where you're from and what you learn.
Yeah.
Well, none of our American patterns are written to convert. So if you're finding a pattern written in English that's written in metric, you might have a little bit of an English barrier too, unless it was from Britain.
Oh man, that's like when I bought man, I had problems with that. I bought like a bunch of DVDs for Isaiah and they were all UK DVDs. I didn't realize. I still have them. I've never watched them. I have the entire Buzz Lightyear series. I ended up buying the American version, but we never watched that version.
Oh wow.
Judy, I am still on my no buy. It is February 5th, and I still have not purchased any fabric or sewing machine.
Hey,
36 days strong.
that's
And see,
fantastic, William.
no Twitch. You
No
see?
Twitch,
No
no
Twitch.
Twitch.
I have my fabric either. Yay!
Hey, William, I'm twitching enough for you.
Do you smell the Goodwill store when you drive by?
Well, the one thing is the Goodwill by my house was always kind of bare bones.
Oh, okay.
And I would go through this weird moment of like buying a bunch of sewing machines from them and then not seeing another sewing machine like for 8 months
Yeah.
at that location. My remotes.
Yay! Nancy's got good news.
Oh, that's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Absolutely. So we want to
Yes.
hear. That's what we want to hear.
Yay.
Very, very good news.
Very thankful. Very thankful. So in my classroom, I actually have like a little switch, and I have all of my electronics are plugged into the switch, so I have like an on and off button. So I have one remote that turns everything on and turns everything off. That's
Oh,
what
wow.
you do.
No, he just needs to reprogram her so she's not doxing him at whatever time every night, and so she turns
6:30.
everything on for him. Yep.
Every night.
See, I was trying to help. I wasn't explaining the time so people would listen.
It's okay. I forget. And then whenever I'm streaming and boop, you live in blah, blah, blah.
It's
Did
only
you-
on Saturdays.
Did you go through the app like I texted you?
No, I'm a man. I'm
I
on
already
it. It's on the
made
list, though. It's on the list. Once my birthday's over, I will get back to my responsible self. I've been really like, it's my party and I'll cry if I want to. I have no idea why. I think it's just I have the February blues this year.
Somebody was singing that song earlier today.
And this has been the longest week, and it's only Wednesday.
I agree.
Oh,
No joke.
oh, I completely forgot. Seriously, Rita, I absolutely love your videos. I was the first like in your video last night. I love your video. Please, everybody, please go subscribe to Rita. I have no idea why I subscribed to somebody else who was Crystal Dragon. They play video games. That is not Rita. That is please go subscribe to Rita.
All right, I'll drop her link. Hold on a second.
Absolutely.
Please do. Please do.
Yeah.
Because I was about to go try to pull
I
it.
got you. I got
Thank you.
I'm typing
just-
slow with one hand.
I forgot to comment on her video, but I absolutely love Rita's videos. So please go subscribe.
There you guys go. Hit her up.
Awesome.
Do you think it is, or is it
So much
hormones?
easier.
Okay,
So much
Nancy,
easier.
I am the same age as Britney Spears, Beyonce, and Twin.
No, well, not until tomorrow.
We are all weirdly the same age. Oh, absolutely, Rita. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I love watching your channel. And you come and hang out with us. So I will
Yes.
support anyone who watches the mayhem that is the House of Sewing.
I mean, she's a wrench. She deserves it. Absolutely.
And I appreciate all insomniacs because I do not sleep at night. I'm trying to bust out of this cycle because I am like on a real vampire cycle right now.
Thank you, guys. She just went up 3 subscribers. Keep going.
Yay!
That one was me. I was number 48.
Yay!
Yay.
She's up to 51.
Hey. So that's
Remember-
past me. Okay.
We can do it, guys.
He's
Let's
old
help her
enough
out.
for menopause. I just think of the man. Oh, pause. Sorry, I'm stuck in the 80s. I just remember the 80s song. I still can't believe this 11-inch thing.
Rita, when you get ready, you can come on stream with me. I'm ready for it.
Anytime. If anyone wants to join, and I know people probably wonder why I put OTA. It just means open to all. I got that from the ballroom club scene from New York. It just
Well,
means
you guys don't have to see me every time.
open to all.
We can
That's
see you
all.
guys.
So if anyone wants to join, please let me know.
You'll just have to always see me too. No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't here Monday, really?
So I have a weird question because I want this to be humongous. Should I cut all the denim I have? I have a significant pile here. I use some for lining, but eventually one day I'm going to go buy more fabric. I am understating how much fabric I have in my house.
So there's 6-inch squares right now. All right, let me do some math.
You're making a jacket with it.
I'm leaning
You
like
have
this.
to. You have to.
In my head. It's been, and also I've been meaning actually to do this for a while because when I watched that show, it inspired me when that guy won. This guy won a fashion contest and he was kind of an upcycler denim sewer like me.
So I'm thinking it's going to be patched out and everything. Like seriously. Yeah. Make a jacket.
Well, I still don't know if I think I'm going to make the jacket, take pictures of it, and then go back and add white thread to it like I did that.
Yeah.
This.
No, I like
this
that.
is old. This is like, that's old. That is at least 5 or 6 years old.
When you made that, can you show me that again? Like go back to that patch work thing. Yeah, just pull it out.
This is old. It looked much better on my old Instagram, which is non-existent.
Okay, I was just seeing which way your seams were going.
Okay. Do you want the mathematical answer?
Sure.
King size quilt with the squares that you're cutting, 400 squares, would make a king size. It would make it without any borders. It makes it 110 inches wide by 110 inches tall.
Well, he won't need that much if he's making a jacket.
I want full dramatic sleeves and down to the floor. I don't know. I know I am famous for being the real life Keebler elf with my hoods. But I like the 1970s collar.
Yeah.
Because I have a big face. And so I am not scared to wear a giant collar.
Well, I think you would be able to make that out of a king size quilt. So 400 squares would be plenty. So there's no need to cut any more than that.
I'm not counting. So I probably should be.
You said 400 squares?
Yeah, 400 squares.
I don't think I'm near
20?
400 with this.
Yeah,
so it's 20 by 20.
Yeah. So if you want an easy way to count it, the way that I count all my stuff is you do it in stacks of 20.
Yeah.
And you need 20 stacks of 20.
20 stacks of 20.
And that would give you enough for a king size quilt, which in turn, that's with half inch or 1/4 inch seams, not with 1/2 inch.
I'm listening. I'm taking notes.
Oh, hope you feel better, Judy.
Absolutely. I hope you feel better,
Good
Judy.
night.
Yeah, and he might have to do 1/2 inch seams because it's.
He's going to have to do 1/2 inch seams, because that's going to take some out of it.
So then it's gonna be 5.5 inch squares instead of 6.5.
So I shouldn't do it. So I shouldn't do it on my serger.
He's cutting 6-inch squares. So
6 inch
by the current math, they'd be
He's got
5.5
inch.
at quarter. Yeah,
Five
so
is 100. It's 100 inches across.
yeah,
Yeah, that's big enough still.
should be.
Mhm.
Should be. I feel like that makes it cut.
He's 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, he's like 70 inches tall.
Oh, that might not be enough then.
Mhm. We'll see. We'll see.
Because it depends on how much we're talking for the sleeves and chest measurement, waist measurement, etc. Okay.
Yeah. I just don't know
Yeah,
how
I'm
much
thinking
he
all
uses
the-
on a typical, jacket or coat.
Do you think he's measured?
Probably.
What's measuring?
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming as soon as I said it.
Yo no entiende measuring whatsoever.
Oh, what's our Spanish word of the day?
I don't understand. Okay. Yo.
I
No
know. I
entiende.
know. I don't understand.
All right, I'm ready. I got my Girl
Maybe
Scout
that was going
cookies.
to be our word of the day.
I got my Girl Scout cookies. I'm ready to start cutting.
Yeah, Shalom. I was thinking for the sleeves, depending on what he wants to do with the sleeves and hood, that he might need the width there, even if he doesn't need it for shoulder measurements.
I'm probably not gonna do a hood. I'm probably gonna do a collar.
Yeah.
I'm still in my WKRP in Cincinnati phase.
And you want the whole thing in denim?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? I'm just gonna go full Forrest Gump. I'm just gonna start sewing and see what happens.
And I just kept going and going.
I love the end where, or the end of the run where I'm tired. I think I'm gonna go home.
Tired now.
Yeah. Welcome, Pam.
Yay! Hello. See, my internet is crummy. It comes and goes.
Okay.
What's it
It's
called?
not just me.
No, I'm noticing how I'm like fading back and forth. I'm gonna have to go full. Thank you, Alibaba. I think king size should be okay. I'm gonna have to go Karen on Spectrum again.
I'm not connected to Spectrum tonight.
Oh, that's
I'm
nice to
drinking
hear.
fiber.
Okay, I need to back up off the screen. I'm all obsessed with what it looks like. It doesn't matter. This is what streaming is about. No, it's choppy waters. It's always been choppy waters.
Yeah.
Streaming online since day one. I've been here for years. It's always been it's hit or miss. Great to see you, Pam. Great to see you. Yay. Absolutely. Hello. It takes a lot of work to make it in chunks and fit the chunks to your pattern pieces than making it full size. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna do it the hobbity way I know how to.
I was just thinking about how many squares he'd need. Because he was saying if he needed, or asking if he needed to cut all of his denim up.
Part of me looks, because it's a lot, but when I made my pants, I had to go back and continue to sew because I didn't make enough.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mona, hello.
Hey, Mona.
So I'm trying not to make the same mistake like when I made my quilted pants, because I'm just glad I cut way more squares than I needed.
I know I kept thinking about your quilted pants. And I was like, oh, that would be really interesting if like every so often there was like another type of fabric within your denim jacket.
Corduroy would be fantastic for that.
Yeah, like just another medium.
We're gonna see if this came out this time.
But he'll be organic, and he'll get it all going.
Hey, that one worked. Let's see if the other one's gonna
It'll
work.
be fun.
Girl Scout cookies are so evil.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start a group called Girl Scout Cookies Anonymous.
There's a meme out there.
there's already one. The president is Jessica.
Oh man.
There's a meme out there that I was
welcome
doing
to my
fine,
group.
and I just saw my dealer today. I was doing fine for the last year, and now saw my dealer. And it's a Girl Scout cookie stand.
For real though, it's
Mhm.
bad. It's so bad. They're in front of Walmart. They're in front of the Safeway. They're in front of everything.
I went to my fourth graders again today, and I said, "Okay, who's my Girl Scout this year?" It's like crickets. I was like, "I'm going back to the fifth grade." And then I started finding my fifth grade girls, and I was like, "So who's going to hit me up for the?" I give you a big bill. And they all looked at me, and I was like, "Come on now."
That's when you go hit up the third graders and go, "I'm recruiting for my class for next year. Who's my Girl Scout?"
I should do that. Yeah, I go.
Sorry,
Yeah, I
I'm
should say
bad.
that and go. The first person to come at me gets to hold chickens when they hatch. That's the only
never
power
changed.
I have right now.
That's never changed. We had chickens when I was a kid in our classroom.
Mm-hmm.
I finally finished a pair of pants today that I started for my 12-year-old on Monday. That's awesome. My son told me today that he wants a Raiders battle vest. I was like, I got you. What size are you? I was like, come here, come to my closet, my friend.
Oh, that's amazing.
Because I have quite a few jackets that like I buy were too small, or so. I saw some new clothing brands made two small denim jeans. When I was in the height of my Janko jean era, I went and bought two pairs of pants and made them into one, and they're humongous. And for some reason, that and how to thread a mini sewing machine are still my most watched.
Everybody works with mini sewing machines.
What's that? What's that, Terry?
Oh, not everybody works with mini sewing machines.
It's just weird to me because, as someone who collects sewing machines, it was something I kind of weirdly fell into, but I didn't realize how just popular mini sewing machines are.
Mm-hmm.
People are obsessed with mini things in general, but it's just weird to me. Am I wrong? Like, that's literally for a while, that was my bread and butter, and I pulled the machine out and be like, I don't even like you. But people can't stop watching you.
Yes.
It was the weirdest thing. All right, I have to keep this over here. I don't know why I put those Girl Scout cookies in front of me.
So you can eat them.
I'm trying to utilize all the space I have on my denim as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to stop letting my husband go to the store because he was apparently standing in front of the Oreo display at the store, and people were coming up and taking the packs of Oreos and walking off with them. So he decided that he needed to buy a pack of Oreos.
Were they the new like caramel chocolate ones?
The caramel with the gingerbread.
Yes.
It's caramel and gingerbread. It kind of tastes like coffee flavor.
Yes.
What?
I'm not a big fan. I'm not a coffee drinker. So
I literally saw. Now that you said that, I'm gonna go buy them. I saw someone purchase them today. No, was it? Whenever I bought my coffee, I saw them. It was either yesterday.
I was telling you so you wouldn't go buy them. Not so that you would go buy them.
If it's coffee flavored, I'm there.
It's not coffee flavored. Like, it's not supposed to be.
The only time I really lost my brains is when they had the thin mint creamer. And they do not sell it here anymore. They do not sell it here at all anymore.
You know why, right? Because they can't keep it in. Can't keep that stuff in stock. I love Shalom's comment. Stay in your lane, Oreos.
I know. Just give me the original one. I don't want to any flavored anything. I mean, next thing you'll know, it'll be blueberry or strawberry or something.
My daughter steals my clothes all the time. I like it that my son wears my clothes because I can't fit in my old clothes, so to speak. So I'm glad they're still getting some miles on them. It's funny. It is funny how they are manufacturing. Like here, that's one thing. We don't get a million Mountain Dews. I notice when I go to Nevada, I'm like, I haven't even heard of this Mountain Dew. What is this? But we have every Oreo you could possibly think of.
Do you have Whole Foods over there?
Whole Foods. I can't even say it. Whole Foods rules here.
Well, apparently they have the that coffee creamer at Whole Foods.
Oh, you know what's so funny? That's like on the bougie side of town. I really don't go over there. That's near the Chick-fil-A. I'll make a day out of it. I'll go to Chick-fil-A and get some. And I know it's shocking to people. I've never been to Chick-fil-A.
Oh.
Yeah, and if you're gonna go to Chick-fil-A, you should just get the original sandwich and yeah, maybe. Or
I
the
wouldn't
spicy
even know
one.
where to. I wouldn't
If
even
you're
know
in a
where to
spicy
begin.
mood.
Every year on my birthday, I get this extremely spicy chicken sandwich that makes me sweat so much that it looks like I've been in a sauna. So this year I'm like debating if I'm going to order it or not.
So question, are you ready? Since tomorrow's the big day,
Oh gosh.
do you actually go to places that you know you can get free food and free things because
Oh,
it's your
let me show my face. Let me show my face. No, I do not whore out my birthday. I do not. I'm kidding. I know. I really every year we used to go to this Mexican restaurant and I got so embarrassed because they would sing happy birthday and put the sombrero on you.
Yes.
And I don't drink alcohol, so they'd be like, here, drink a Coke and pretend it's a beer. Oh,
Because Chick-fil-A might give you a free sandwich.
okay.
Here.
I have a red velvet problem. I love red velvet anything.
That can be your birthday Oreo.
Oh.
Speaking of which, I was so disappointed when I went and bought my birthday cake today. I buy the same cake every year. It's a Carvel ice cream cake. I'm obsessed with Reese's Pieces too. Something awoke my sweet tooth years ago, but I'm in love with that. And I can't remember what I was talking about.
The birthday cake.
Oh,
Yeah, birthday
okay.
cake.
So I go to Safeway. Thank you so much. I go and I wander in, and it's the same place. It's been my entire life. It's the same cabinet. Thank you, Ollie Bob. And I've never been to Chick-fil-A. And I walk in, I buy the cake. It was Moose Tracks because they didn't have chocolate or vanilla, and I'm not judgmental. I like ice cream. I go to the counter, I take it home, and I look down, and it's tiny. It's the same price. It's shrinkflation is real.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Shrinkflation is definitely real.
So I might go back and buy another ice cream cake tomorrow.
So it's a one biter. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
If I was feeling really like my son, if it was a normal day, this goes back to the 2 chickens. You know, the grocery store chicken, when you buy the whole chicken, we literally buy separate chickens. It's not a selfish thing. It's not even like a sharing thing. It's just we both know we can eat an entire chicken. Because he's a growing boy and I'm a grown man. So it's kind of like that with the cake. Yeah. You know, I'm so disappointed, but shrinkflation is right. Where is my ice cream cake? Hey, Fever Dream. Hello.
Fever Dream.
Yeah, welcome.
Oh, you're older. How does it feel to be halfway to 90, guys?
Oh.
This is true, though. No, Pam is a truth teller, and this is the truth. I'm closer to 90 than I am any.
You're not.
I'm kidding.
You're not.
That was pure cliche. That was just pure cliche.
Come back in another 10 years and then ask him that. He's not there yet. Not there yet.
No.
I love those, so I don't buy them because I don't have self-control. I'm the same way with Sour Patch Kids. Mm-hmm. I thought I was clean and I relapsed.
I watched it.
I went a while without them.
Do you still have the
Those
big
are
bag right
weird.
there next to your feet?
No, I moved that and the ruffles away from me because
Ruffles is hard.
William, the old age is hitting you early. No, because I noticed I was eating more ruffles and more Sour Patch Kids, and I'm blazing through the bags, and I'm eating Sour Patch Kids like it's food,
Mm-hmm.
So I had to move them away from me.
Understandable.
I buy the peanut butter cup minis from Amazon. Oh, those are good too. Oh,
I have some hidden in my classroom, and every now and then when I just need a shot of sugar, I just go grab one. The kids don't know it's there. It's great.
For now.
Oh, well, they know where the Jolly Ranchers are. Oh, Mrs. So Blessed, please, my throat hurts. I need a Jolly Rancher. I was like, this baby. What flavor do you want? I want the purple one. Oh, I love them.
oh man.
So,
I
do
haven't
you
done
like the lemon ones, the lemon Jolly Ranchers, or the green apple or whatever, the green?
I like them all.
same
So,
equal opportunity chomper.
so I don't eat either of those now, but when I was a kid,
Mhm.
those were the two flavors nobody else wanted. So I ate those exclusively because then I knew everybody would give me their candy. I don't eat them now. I can't stand them.
You know what's really funny? I like that. Now that you mentioned that, I was like that too. I like those.
I cannot stand them.
There are certain things I don't eat. Like when I was a kid, I ate chewy runts for years.
Oh, yeah,
Those things they kind of give me a headache now
yeah.
because I tried. I was like, oh, nostalgia, and I was like, why do I have a headache? I do have a ton of denim. I'm gonna cut until I just am exhausted and I can't do it anymore, or just keep. I'm gonna keep shaping, and also this is really helping me reduce the giant pile. We're gonna be able to see the chairs soon. Look.
Fantastic.
Well, actually, when I move that,
Oh my gosh.
the pile was up to here yesterday.
You guys, look, he's
That
going to have a guest seat. Somebody's going
is
to
that blue thing is a chair?
So, fun story. There's a thrift store I used to go to, and I drive through it's not that it's a snooty area. It's like you can tell that area was really predominant in the 1950s. A
Okay.
lot of the houses are rebuilt. The original houses are amazing, but there's a lot of McMansions there, and a lot of people, a lot of businesses come and go. And I went to this one thrift store, and I drove by, and I saw the chairs sitting there. So on the way home, and it was a set of them. I took one, and the owner came out, and he's like, "Thank you. You should take them all." So one man's trash is literally one man's treasure.
That's so funny.
But
My son tried to pull that when he was little. No.
I think that's what it was. Is that my father was a picker before it was cool, before it was on TV, and so I've never had that weird qualm of taking someone off the street. There's a chair in my mom's house where I seriously still to this day we can't tell the difference of there's one chair that was purchased that was $300 and a chair that I found on the street. They're both leather chairs. We can't remember which one was found on the street and which one was $300
That's funny.
because they look the same.
Yeah. Well, when with being around a lot of college towns, when it's time for them to move out, that's the time to go because there's always stuff near the dumpsters.
Oregon was like that in the lodge areas. Really, really, really rich people would come to these lodges out in the middle of nowhere in Oregon, buy all the snowboard gear, and leave thousands of dollars of stuff behind. They would auction this stuff off.
Myrtle Beach too. I've noticed in certain areas. Well, we go to Cherry Grove, which is north, but same thing.
I miss that.
So my son came home one day. He brought home a TV, and this is back before flat screens were like the major component. Like this was one of the old style, big old TVs. He comes home with this TV and he's just carrying it. He brings it home. I'm like, where'd you get that? He said somebody had it out in their front yard. They were giving it away. I said, so question for you, son. Where's the power cord? He went back for the power cord because I was like, does it even work? He's like, guy didn't say whether or not it works or not. I said, honey, is there a power cord? I don't know. Where's your bike? I left it there while I brought this home. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Good times. I love that. He just wanted it to work, you know.
He wanted a TV in his room so bad.
Oh man, if you ever come across that again, I'll make you a cord.
Thankfully, I don't need that now. I have the cords for most everything. We lost the cord for the ball launcher for the dog when we moved at some point, and I ended up having to order a replacement because that was like the dog's TV is the ball launcher.
So, Shalom, I used to obsessively watch murder mysteries, and then I started having crazy dreams. I started locking my doors. I didn't trust anyone. I had to take a year or two off.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever get into true crime or anything like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obsessed. There's also a channel. Well, CNN also obsessively plays. I can't remember what the name of the show, but it's just nothing but true crime.
There's True TV, I
Mhm.
believe, plays it. There's a crime TV channel. There's of course Court TV. My husband watches them.
I really don't like. I used to watch Court TV, and I don't know. I kind of fell in and out of love with it.
When you watch all the people do crazy stuff.
Drama.
Hey, I'm watching it from the comfort of my home. I'm not involved. That's the only safe drama.
I will say though, when I was in divorce court, it was so crazy to hear people's story. People would be talking, and I'm like, "Oh, I am so tame compared to you guys." They'd be like, "And then I stole the car and this," and I'm like, "I just want my Dodger hats and my socks, man. That's all I want. You're gonna have everything else. I am worth zero."
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so Mona's the one that we don't want to upset because she says she watches true crime all the time. Because you know what women watch true crime for, William, right?
I miss my ex-wife's mother, and I were friends. I absolutely loved that woman. She taught me how to play euchre. She taught me how to cook because I'd watch her and I'm like, oh, that's how this tastes so good. She would obsessively watch true crime. And one day her husband turned in, and I was literally sitting in between them like this. And he turns and looks at her, and he's like, are you watching all this because you're going to kill me one day? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is so awkward. This is the most. But after years of watching that stuff, it finally dawned on him that she knew every way to get rid of all of us. Oh. And I think that's another thing because I used to hang out with her. I spent almost like a full year and a half, 2 years watching true crime on TV. This was pre-internet.
I can watch the documentary stuff. I can't watch like the movies, like the horror movies, even if they're like real life stuff.
Oh, I can watch it all. Yeah.
I can't watch the horror movie stuff. Like, I mean, even if it's real life, I can't because that's too vivid. It doesn't have enough a disconnect for me.
I enjoy horror movies, but not based on real life. I still cannot watch Texas Chain Massacre. You know what movie did it for me was the remake of The Hills Have Eyes. I think it's because it was like filmed in somewhere that was by my house. I'm like, this is a little too real for me.
Mhm.
But this is something happened, and I'm not even saying this to be funny. When my son was born, I went from I became a Care Bear. something like everything hurt my feelings all of a sudden. I couldn't watch certain things on TV. So, but I will say Texas Chainsaw Massacre as a child, it utterly mortified me. I went back and watched it as an adult and I'm like, this is a 1970s movie. Yeah, no horror for me. Do you know, much like roller coasters, I learned my lesson watching Walking Dead every Sunday. I started having these really intense, hardcore dreams. And I was like, you know what? Maybe this isn't for me. And the funny thing is, because I had read the comic through and through, I knew it was going to happen. And I would still have these intense dreams. So I stopped watching it. I would have dreams. That me and Carol were going to my old high school for supplies. That's when it's time to start watching a new show.
Yes.
Oh.
I still have an In Carol We Trust t-shirt. I was obsessed with that show, but it started giving me real life nightmares. Has there anybody anything like that you watch?
Yes.
MacGyver.
What?
Yes, as a kid, I could not watch MacGyver.
I was obsessed then, and I still watch it now.
I so wanted to watch it, but yeah, I could not. Like I had some weird dreams as a kid. What was yours, Jess?
Oh, when I watch things, my dad used to watch a Twilight Zone when I was little, and that used to scare me. And so every time I hear that music, and I'll listen, and sometimes it plays in my head, like when it's like I'm back into those shows.
Do.
Thanks. But no, like I don't mind watching like horror shows and stuff like that and movies and things, but a couple days later I will just like I reenact them in my mind, and I wake up and I've had a nightmare.
Do you feel like by watching this stuff you're inviting it in your life? And the reason I say this is something I recently said to my son.
Yes and no.
Because if you watch crazy stuff, you are literally inviting that into your life, when you had
I don't watch it enough. I don't think that it's not a regular thing for me. It's every now and then.
My son recently watched something, and I have a couch. I have like a recliner in my bedroom, and he was kind of hanging out, and it dawned on me, and I'm like, "You want something scary?" And he's like, "Yes." Because he wouldn't go to his room by himself, and I'm like, bro, and he's fearless. He's in the backyard working out right now.
So, like, it depends on how much you're watching it.
Yeah,
I think.
Like if it's a regular thing, it's always in your mind. It's always playing, even though we're not thinking about it.
But also with the younger generation, I checked his computer. He put all of my information in there. His computer thinks he's as old as Beyonce and Britney Spears.
Oh dear.
And so he watches unfiltered videos, and there are videos out there of people in other countries doing terrible things to each other. I went to a friend of mine put me in this group, and I was like, you got to take me out, because they were showing real stuff from around the world. I couldn't take it.
No, I don't watch anything like that.
I couldn't take it. And so I think my son kind of fell into stuff like that. And I told him, like, we live in Mayberry, so you have a choice of inviting that stuff in your life. Like, we don't. And I know it's very first world of me, but we don't have those. None of those things go on where I live.
No.
So don't invite them in your life.
Well, everybody handles it differently. So, like, I was very tenderhearted as a kid. So if I saw somebody doing some really messed up stuff, like that stuck with me. But my brother could watch it, and he's like very much, very much all teenage boy, nothing phases him kind of outlook. Yeah. He could watch stuff and it didn't phase him. So it really, yeah. It just depends. Yeah. Oh no, I can't do puppets. The C word, no.
He's not allowed. If I ever found one, I have like old mimes from Mexico from like 60 or 70 years. Not mime, they're puppets.
Yeah.
They're so creepy.
Yeah.
They're so detailed too. I have
The
to
original,
find them.
Freaks me
The
out.
original
Oh no, you can leave them where they are.
Oh, I
They
need
don't
to.
need to come out.
They're so authentic. They are so authentic. My well, he's passed away, so I can tell. My dad collected everything, and he had dolls. When I found them, they were 4 to 5 feet in their boxes, looking at me. They're in my rafters right now, and I wrapped them in plastic.
No.
That is, those would not be in my home, even in the attic.
They are human size.
No.
Do
Yeah.
you know what? Do you know one thing that I don't allow in my house? Like the one thing is like no pictures with eyes on them.
Wow.
So like eyes creep me out. So like pictures of people, like I have to approve it before I let Tom put anything up because no. If it has eyes on it, no.
You know,
There's limits where it can go.
People freak out on me because when you look at me face to face, you can't see my pupils at all. My eyes are jet black. They're extremely dark brown, but I come from a weird line on my mom's side. Everyone has beady eyes, and you can't see their pupils either. So it's a weird hereditary thing, and people freak out. Some people have called me the D word, demon,
Well, see that?
because you can't see my pupils at all unless I'm standing in direct sunlight.
That wouldn't bother me. It's just having a picture on the wall with eyes on it. Like when you walk by those trick ones where the eyes move. No, like I just no, no.
Yeah, seriously, Katie, thanks for the heads up. There's some movies recently where I'm like, I could have not seen that and lived my whole life and been in peace. Has to do with the rapture. Yikes. Kind of like the movie called Annabelle, based on a real situation, but the real Annabelle is not a girl doll, but a Raggedy Ann doll. My father was an eclectic human. He collected so much. I have every Inception from the Kodak A until now, every camera you could possibly think of, all kinds of crazy stuff. But he collected life size. I have, I purchased the dress forms, but I have 4 mannequins that are 3 are in this room.
They would have to be headless to be in my room.
You know, I talk tough, but I cover their faces.
I would totally have to like decapitate them.
I talk tough, but I cover their faces. That's why that's where Darth Glitterous kind of came from, because a lot of that was me just putting my hat on, like for the longest time. Like, and that's one thing I like about dress forms, because they don't have faces. But I like the mannequins because with my shoes off, 2 of them are my exact height. So when I'm making clothes, it you know what's so funny? I have a sitting mannequin in my living room right now. I don't know what to do with it because because I've had it forever and it's in my living room. Every single person who walks in my house, they're like, "Oh," because it looks like someone's sitting on my couch, just sitting there.
Well, you are clearing off that blue chair.
I have a and see, Pam knows. Well, I covered the eagle with my dress form, but behind there is the eagle. I put the eagle head on top of the mannequin.
Have you seen Modern Family? Have you seen the show Modern Family?
Bits and pieces, yeah.
There is a section of it where the grandfather comes in with this dog butler statue. And like I feel like you're living that, like the dog butler statue getting moved all around the house because it creeps Gloria out. Like
a lot of it is pride too, because every single person in my family when my father passed away was like, "So are you gonna set those on fire and push them off or push them into a river?" Like everybody was like, "Get rid of those," and So the being the youngest, and the defiance in me was like, I'm keeping them, and I turned them into dress forms before I got perfect. Like, this is a real dress form. This one that I have here, I used my mannequins as dress forms, but again, we're the same size. I don't have those hangups because I grew up in a house with them. You know, I will tell you, when I transported them like from the ranch to my house, I was like, man, if I get pulled over, they're gonna shame me. I'm gonna end up on the news. They are going to shame me.
You get to
Crazy man.
use the carpool lane.
No, you get tickets and they shame you. That's how you end up on the news. They're like, oh, sir, we're gonna take your picture because we're gonna send this to Channel 7 to let everyone else know. Don't be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They've tried that. Bonfire. People in my dog butler. No, because my father was extremely eccentric, and it scared a lot of my family because he was this really stoic human. And then when he got older, he just stopped caring and he became who he truly was, a senile old man. But he loved his mannequins, and he would always say they're the best employees because you could put them in the sun all day. They don't complain. Because he was a photographer. I get it. I don't have those. To me, there's 17 pounds of plastic. Well, the newer ones are lighter, but. So you're anti-mannequin, huh? And face covering.
I didn't say I was anti-mannequin.
I know, I'm just giving you a hard time.
But
Tammy,
anti-face covering? Absolutely, 110%.
I'm against the pictures on the wall. Like,
How
I'm
would-
against eyeballs.
how would you feel about a mannequin with a face?
I would cover the face because, I mean, well, if it's like the faces on the ones in the store where there's no eyeballs, like it's not like a taxidermied eyeball look thing, then I'm okay.
So
if there's eyeballs, forget it.
I have
So we're not going back to the 80s show where we bring our mannequins back to life.
I loved that movie. I loved that movie. I absolutely loved that movie. It's just because I spent a lot of time at home as a child watching television. I loved that movie. That reminds me of the 80s. One, my father put a camera in the eyeball of one because it used to sit in the office at the job. But like the younger generation could not hang. They could not hang having a mannequin in the same room. And because it had a camera in it, people would walk up to it like this. And I would show them, I'm like, you want to see how crazy you look? I'd rewind it and you'd see them like all up in the man. But I'm scared to take the camera is worth more than the mannequin. So I'm scared to take the camera out because he mounted it in there with super glue, but he put a really expensive camera in there. So I will keep that mannequin forever. I don't know what to do with. I don't know. Like I said, it's more of a pride thing because people in my family just were utterly and completely anti-mannequin. I'm indifferent. Did you just have a fake person just hanging out in your house?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't know if I could pull a William.
I don't even think about it. I'm telling you, I'm desensitized. It is a William. I'm desensitized to it.
But you never walk in and just get startled thinking that there's somebody there?
No, but I constantly think that like if you really were gonna assassinate me, you just have to stand there like a mannequin. I walk right past you. I wouldn't even notice in my own house.
Well, you probably smell them before you see them then.
That is true. But no, I'm used to it.
You're like a bloodhound.
Again, I think it's because I was always around them. I don't look at them as anything else except for just plastic. But it's so funny to me. Like Shalom said that she was scared of clowns. I understand that, and people do have an adverse reaction to mannequins. You're living that documentary about the living AI female. Oh, if I had a robot, oh my, I could get so much done. If I had a robot, I would treat my robot so good. I'd take it for walks. If anyone's watching and wants to get me a robot,
He said that about his serger.
hey, it's right here. It's right here. It's right here. See, I'm nice. We're friends.
Oh, look at
No
him.
Yes. We're gonna see how I
My
this.
brother, oh, hold on. I put a coat on the vacuum. He thinks it's someone sitting. I feel bad because Marquette walked in my house the other day and he's like, I forgot you had mannequins. You could see his heart just going gagoosh, gagoosh, gagoosh. And I have a big old sombrero on it. It's humongous. So someone's having a siesta on my couch. My brother has a life-size Popeye. See, I like stuff like that. I would love to have a life-sized Popeye.
Alf.
A life-size elf?
Alf. ALF.
ALF.
Do you remember Alf?
Of course. I literally have Alf in my portable DVD player right there. I'm obsessed with the late 1980s.
Yeah. I used to watch it constantly.
Absolutely.
The little Alf dolls are creepy too. Sorry.
Did you ever have a My Pet Monster?
No.
I did.
Yes.
I even had a little one of those ultimate. Well, everybody had Hulk Hogan, but I was obsessed with the Ultimate Warrior. So I had one of those plushy Ultimate Warriors as a kid.
Mm-hmm. My sister and I, we had all the boy toys. Like we had Transformers, G.I. Joes, we had it all. We just wanted everything. And my dad would buy it for us.
I was thinking today, I wonder what happened to all my old G.I. Joes. But I'm gonna cry if I go in my mom's rafters and they're not there.
Would she clean house without telling you?
Yeah, yes and no. But I think it's more proximity. I have the inside scoop because I'm around her. She my brother had all this stuff, skis and everything, and she was like, he hasn't. Well, my brother gained a few pounds too. She's like, your brother will never ski again. Sell these. And I did. And she didn't want the money. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you very much. Because they were 1980s skis, but people are all retro.
Yeah.
You know? And so I put them out and people were like, are you serious? They were. You ever watch Bicentennial Man? No, I have never seen that movie.
I have seen that movie.
I don't know if I have.
I have seen it.
I have never. Is it a sad movie?
I can't remember that part, but I know I have seen it. I couldn't recall without looking it back up.
Mm-hmm.
There's a movie where he plays a guy who works at a photo shop. See, kids, back in the day, we had film and we actually had to get them developed. So we had to go to the store and develop our film, and we had actual stores. So I can't remember the name, but it scared me when it came out because it was the first time I seen Robin Williams' a serious role like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember it being serious.
I can't remember the name of that though. It's because I have a really weird collection of VHS and DVDs, and there's certain movies I'm shocked that I don't have.
Oh, which one? I'm gonna have to look one up. See if you've ever seen it.
I have this weird thing because I'm one of those people where I know I can control the little things around me. I pitch in my local area. I try not to let the world, everything in the world, because if you overconsume everything, it will crush you. So I try not to do that. So I'm tuned out. I'm watching old Johnny Carson. I found a bunch of Sammy Davis specials that almost made me cry. I did not sleep last night. I was literally probably the second person because there was already one view. When Rita's video came out, I was like, boop. I hit that button so fast.
Yeah, I watched it this morning. Hey,
I must have missed something.
my East Coasters, because there's a few of them around here. At 6:07 yesterday, there was a rocket that launched from Florida. Did anyone see it? That's gonna be my question. It was beautiful. I forgot to mention that to you yesterday.
I probably would have been. I probably was up.
Well, it would have been 3:00 your time, but you wouldn't have seen it.
Oh, that's sad. See, movies like that movie, AI with
Mm,
Haley Joel Osment. That's actually a
yeah.
really sad movie. Makes you feel sorry for your toaster. Wait, okay, I have a weird ethical question, and keep in mind, I apologize to my A word, and I say please and thank you to everyone. How would you treat a robot? Like if you had it just a bipedal robot following you around, would you thank it for doing your laundry?
Would I do what?
Would you thank it for doing your laundry?
Yeah. I treat it just like I treat Flash. I say hi, you know.
So you would equate a robot with a dog.
Well, I don't know if you've ever seen me treat Flash. Like, I just say thank you to
No,
her.
no. I'm just this is not a Freudian question. This isn't like,
Yeah,
it's
I
just a
guess. It's
question.
just another little part of my family.
I guess I read way too much Isaac Asimov as a child. I don't know if I could have something like that.
I mean,
Like,
I don't know if I would want a robot in my house.
could you have maids?
No, I don't want maids.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Well, if you think about Rosie in the Jetsons,
I love
if
the
you
Jetsons.
treated her nice,
The Jetsons.
yeah, if you treated her nice, she behaved. If you didn't treat her nice, she misbehaved. And I think there was a lesson in that they were telling us in advance, that treat your robots nice so that they will behave.
It's one of those weird things that I constantly think about. Like, I don't thank my truck when I pull a tree stump out. Because I know I
No,
can't do it by myself. I'm not like, thank you, truck.
No.
but that's not, your truck isn't artificial intelligence either.
It's a tool, and it takes me
Yeah,
from
it's
A to
very much
B
a tool. Yeah.
without having to walk.
I mean, I don't hug my sewing machine every day. Like, hey, thank you for doing stitches.
This is one of those weird moral things. Okay, but what if
And
it
now
was?
you know why she works. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Nope, I could not. I don't even like it when I turn stuff off on to the network and stuff starts talking to me. I'm like, are you mental? Are you metal and plastic not talking? Yeah, I turned off my television, my LG talks. Nope. My son's TV, we haven't figured out how to do it, but it talks every time you change the channel. It's like channel 45. You are now watching AMC, and it talks over the channel.
No, turn it off.
We haven't figured it out because he lost the original remote. So now we have one of those universal remotes. Technology is funny that way because like I'm quoting Battlestar Galactica, but technology takes 10 steps forward and our minds lag behind.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like we literally lag behind. So I don't know. I can't talk trash because I have an Alexa. I have like Google Home. I do. I have the Google Nest. I have Hulu, Netflix, a Disney account. I didn't know, but because I have an ESPN account, I have a Disney account apparently. So I can't, Have a great night, Mona. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Good night, Mona.
Eventually,
Good night, Mona.
this is going to become something magical. But it's one of those weird things.
He's going to do a twirl in it.
Yes, please.
I'm going to start filming in the gym again. It's just, I've been so busy. And then when I get there, I'm like, I just want to go home.
I mean, it doesn't take you that long to do it, does it? Gonna set everything up and just rollerblade around?
The real kicker is when I turn on the lights, the lights have to warm up.
Oh,
and the camera picks it up. Like if you look at certain videos, it looks really dark in there. But from my eyes, It's like, oh, the lights are on. I literally have to wait 10 or 15 minutes for the lights to completely warm up in there. It's a fun fact when you have your own gym. I'm like Ash Ketchum. And well, I'm not even gonna justify it. I still go in there, I'll run ladders just because I got to keep this dad bod. Okay, this is another thing I ask people. If you had access to your own gym for your entire life, how often would you go? And would you go consistently all the time?
I would.
As somebody who has had access to it his whole life, I take years off. I forget the things even there sometimes.
I used to go every day, but my body says otherwise now, so no.
No, I would go before work.
That's when I used to go. I used to go before work, or I would go during my lunch break every
I
day.
get to work an hour early and just go work out.
I even rented out the stage to a rabbi who does all services. And he has all this stuff in there. So I really don't even go and pose it on the stage anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They don't show. Sorry.
It's one of those weird things where I always ask people, like, if you had, and it's one of those things, like, if you had your own gym, how often would you go? And then you get burnt out. And then you'll come back. You do the triumphant comeback. But how long could you? That has been in my life, my entire life, and I am so inconsistent with that room. It is hilarious.
So I would go often because even during the school year, like last year, when I started at my new school, I would go at 6:00 in the morning and I'd go play basketball for almost an hour before I start school.
That's different. I keep a hockey stick and skates in my car, and I go putt around with my puck wherever I can. I have an outdoor puck that'll glide on anything.
Oh yeah.
You can get them they still sell. Like when I was a kid, they had little balls in them, but now they're all space age. So you can get a puck that'll go anywhere.
Yeah, we even have like a weight room that we can use and everything. So
I do have
there's
some
no
extra.
hot water in that gym.
Oh,
I have to
that
go
is
back.
the
I run
worst.
back home because I only live 2 minutes away. Oh,
That's the worst.
I don't know. How can you have a gym without hot water? I mean, seriously.
My high school did that.
I mean, they just want you in and out. I get it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I do have exercise stuff, but just got rid of it due to just the body say nope, can't do it anymore. I bought an exercise bike thinking it was going to change my life, and all it did was change my son's life. He could be on the Tour de France right now. He's so good on that thing.
during the vid, I bought one too. And I used to take my iPad and just connect it to it and just watch videos and do my thing.
I don't know.
And then I got bored with it.
I
was like, I can actually physically get on a bike and see things.
This has got to be more than 20. And that's another thing. I had a bike, and now it has a guardian raccoon. I rode that thing like 4 or 5 times. And now the raccoon...
that raccoon's gone.
We're going to find out because the great cleaning of the side of my house is coming soon. It's been raining. I had big plans this week, and then it started raining. And it forced me to do all the stuff in my house. Which is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's forcing me to do all the things that I've been meaning to do.
Yeah, I'm pruning this weekend. I have to do it because if not, then it's going to get too warm and it's not,
I have a brand new 26-speed mountain bike. It's never been used. It sits in the shed. Same. Mine's probably all rusted out from the weather. This has got to be more than 20. That's got to be way more than 20.
If you count one stack, everything that's going to stack up to about the same height. That'll give you kind of a rough estimate.
And that's my A-type personality cannot handle that. I need to count every single stack.
Oh, I need to as well, but that's how I double check.
Yeah.
Like if the stack is close to the same size as all the others,
Mhm.
then it's close enough for government work.
20. Okay.
And I always do an extra.
I think I have way more than I need. I was cutting just like a crazy man last night.
That's wonderful.
But my
Well,
stacks have to be more than 20 because
there's always more that you can make.
but I want this to be humongous, and I'm trying not to come back and have to do it over like I did last time. And also I
as many as you want.
I need sleeves too. But once I looked at my giant pile of denim, I realized it's crazy to cut down all my denim.
Well, the nice thing is, if you're cutting everything the same size, then whatever's left over, you could make a rag quilt from, or more than one rag quilt out of.
Welcome, easy one. Welcome to the House of Sewing. Is this just a quilting and light sewing channel? We are talking here in the House of Sewing. We're about talking first. I'm about talking first, and then I'm a bit of a talker, and then sewing and all that magic happens usually in the middle of the stream or after. But today I'm just cutting out shapes. I don't know if I'm gonna make a quilted jacket, if I'm just gonna feel like being judged and just make a giant quilt.
No, you're not going to be judged. I'm not going to judge you.
There is no quilt police ever.
Oh, you
And
say
if
that?
There are quilt police, but we're not them.
We are not it. And if there ever comes to be quilt police, let me tell you, I got them. They don't play around.
We'll fight them for you.
Yeah.
I normally work on quilting stuff.
So Easy, do you have like a name, or do you want to be called Easy? One. That's going to be the question of the day.
I'm all of the above. I'm also obsessed with talking about food. Right now, I'm in my Girl Scout cookie era. I'm so sorry. I sew large covers and canvas projects. That's awesome. I've worked with a large amount of canvas. I've made quite a few canvas coats. There's actually one that I've learned that I can't wash it because the colors were dyed on.
Thank you, Easy. That's
I washed a scrap and it literally dyed my washing machine. And I was like, okay, I can't wash you. Because it was just printed on. I bought it from Modella, man. I've seen the quilt police too. People are so judgmental. And it's not like I care, but I've seen people who are extremely judgmental for no reason.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. I was like,
plenty of them out there.
that you've never made a mistake in your life and you've never done anything that you're always perfect.
Of course.
Let me show you.
They learned from the pros.
Are you kidding me? If it wasn't for mistakes, I wouldn't be here. That's what I learned from my never-ending mistakes. Like, okay, I won't do that again. Okay. I haven't worked with canvas in ages, but I have plans to wax some canvas for a raincoat. I'm actually with this weird material I have. I was thinking about making a tent with some oopsies that I have. I'm legitimately thinking because I have the poles.
Okay. You know what? I really wish I had like one of those old school hammocks. I so want a hammock.
I have a hammock. I can't wait till summer. It's a lot of work, but once you get in that hammock, you're like, oh.
So I've got one of those.
You're out.
Yeah, I've got one of those that has like the 4 poles, and like it's propped up on the 4 poles because I can put that on my patio and it won't like harm anything. And of course I have to take it off in the wind, but it's not as comfortable as a good hammock, like a regular hammock. I still fall asleep in it.
I have one that's like a camper where you can take it anywhere. You just hook it up in trees.
Yeah,
And then I have another one that
that's what I
came
have
with.
too.
I have one that came with poles. Man, I love that. But it's huge. Just it's this huge metal frame
Mhm.
for the thing.
I went to the botanical gardens
Awesome.
in North Alabama. Used to have, at one point, they had an exhibit that was hammocks. So they had all these metal poles installed in the ground, and they had the hammocks spread between the poles. So it was like 5 or 6 hammocks to one central pole, and then like 5 or 6 outer poles holding it up or whatever. I would go out to the gardens just to go lay in the hammock and go hang out. I love them.
That sounds like paradise.
Oh, it was. Oh, it was.
My dad
Oh,
was
I miss.
obsessed with no plastic bags, so he came up with a bag design that we still screen pictures on a juniper tree. Oh, that's awesome. Dogs love hammocks.
Okay. So my first service dog did, but my current one, he probably wouldn't. It's a challenge to get him up on the hammock. So I'm gonna see if this is gonna be big enough. I'm putting the straps on the back of my bag.
Absolutely beautiful.
I love the dog face.
Easy one. I want to check out your channel. It sounds amazing. Small projects tend
Absolutely.
to piss me off. That sounds amazing. I will definitely check your channel out. Big hands have a harder time with small things. Hey, that's why I'm making these giant blogs.
Those are not giant. 16-inch blocks would be giant, but that's okay.
I forgot. I keep on forgetting this is my rookie year. I forgot. You're like spitting tobacco with the bad. Oh, kid, this is my 50th year in the league. You're so green.
They're all green at something.
Mm-hmm.
Furniture upholstery is also too hard on the hands for me. I did math. I've gone all over the place, but I fell in love with upholstering things. I still have the 10 chairs that I randomly upholstered. They were office chairs and they were ratty. And I took them home and I reupholstered everything. I replaced the foam and everything. I made a video about it, but I didn't properly label anything. So go check out all my old videos. Yeah, definitely. We'll go check that out. William with his 3 packs a day smoker voice. Okay, I'm not kidding you. I smoked Camel non-filters for 10 years until people did an intervention on me. And these were every single one were cigarette smokers. Or they smoked Captain Black. But they that was my first intervention.
That implies that there's been multiple, William.
Between non-filtered
You have
cigarettes,
lived.
when I discovered moonshine, I loved moonshine, but it didn't love me back. And I'm lucky I'm not blind. I learned from my dad. He was in upholstery by trade for 60 years, so upholstery is different.
Wow.
It's something I love to do. I absolutely love to do. I love doing furniture. It's hard on the hands, content. It is. And I think that was the thing. It was a challenge, and it was something that I was like, oh, I could do this. And I watched a lot of those those counting car shows. Oh, what was that? Gas Monkey Garage, the guy in Texas.
Monkey.
He had a woman who would do upholstery. She had her own show for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. It's just so interesting to watch. Growing up in bowling biz. Oh, that's so. I actually there's a bowling alley by my house that I knew the owner's son forever. That's what duct tape. You know what's so funny? That's kind of what this blue vinyl chair. I picture it. I always picture it being somewhere romantic, but it probably came from like a TGI Fridays or something. Speaking of which, this is a free spot because I went and tested it for $11. Applebee's is serving you a real USDA certified hamburger with a drink and fries because they're going to destroy the fast food industry that is charging $18, at least where I live. Today, I'm in this weird treat yourself because my birthday is tomorrow. So I'm like, treat yourself, William, treat yourself. But I didn't go to Carl's Jr. because I've been so disappointed because like for one person it's almost $20 a meal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cheaper to go to the fancy barbecue place where you have to sit down and wear decent clothes. The only part of upholstery was that my dad made buttons for everything using that old hand button maker. You know what's so funny? I was wondering where mine is.
Button maker or buttonhole?
The buttonhole.
Oh,
slam it on the desk, and it's got the death lever on it.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I have a couple. I'm great. Whenever I see, I really don't thrift anymore because I haven't at all this year. But that was on my list of things to find when I would go thrifting. If I would find one of those, I'd be like, they don't know what they have. They don't know what they have. I wore duct tape, Band-Aids on my fingers and heels when I was a tree planter. I have a lot of old school stuff in here because I still like making gauntlets. I still like I don't know. I got really into leather making and I just kind of fell out of it. But it was more easy stuff like bracelets. I worked at a tattoo shop in Hollywood 20-something years ago. And all the jewelry and stuff that this man sold was handmade.
Oh, wow.
And he taught me how to make it. And so I have a weird love for like leather gun. And it's total like 80s punk rock because he was never over it. But I fell in love with that style. Now I'm really going to hunt for my button maker. I love the Dodge car shows. Paint engineers are so beautiful. Crooked stitches can be hidden. Absolutely. I've been to quite a few car shows. And we have a tradition in my family of going to the LA car show every year. I've only missed 11. Well, no. I've only missed 4 or 5 car shows, I think.
Oh, that's not bad.
I've never been to one.
The one in LA is huge. It's not as big as like Detroit or New York, but it shows all the concept cars and all the ones you can't afford or the ones you'll never see,
I love going to the car shows because, especially if you had a model, because I was a photographer. So I'd go with models and go photograph. And of course, we had to ask permission before you photograph with a car.
Mm-hmm.
And so the models would like go scout which cars they wanted to be photographed with. And I would come up and go, okay, here's my card. Here's the information.
Yeah.
I'll give you all, I'll make sure you get copies of pictures. I'll tag you, all of this other. Oh, I miss car shows for that.
That's so much easier to rely. I grew up, my pops was a photographer, and it was a lot of like, oh, here's my phone number. Oh, for anyone wondering, I'm opening up in Arizona. There's no alcohol here in the house. That sounded bad. I started going to 7-Eleven again. Those steak and cheese taquitos are literally going to be the death of me.
So are you saying you traded thrift stores for 7-Eleven?
7-Eleven's been here the whole time. I just haven't been talking about it. I'm trying to wean myself off of those taquitos because it's questionably food. And I'm the one who tells the story over and over and over about how I got sick from a gas station chimichanga outside of it was in Oregon. It was literally like right over the border of California and Oregon. But I still eat gas station food. I still eat gas station food after all these years.
Can I say something?
Of course you can.
Are you ready? It's officially your birthday on the East Coast.
I knew you were gonna say.
I missed it by like 15 minutes.
So are you gonna sing, Jess?
Oh, I don't
Happy
sing out loud.
birthday to ya. I'll sing the Stevie Wonder. Happy birthday to ya. And for the record, I'm not kidding you. I even had to check. I had to check my birth certificate my whole life. I would ask my parents, when was I born? And they would say, you were born at noon. And I'd say, no, what exact time you were born at noon? I looked at my birth certificate. I was born at 12 p.m. on February 6th. I was born exactly at noon.
All right. So at 3 o'clock my time, you ready for a text message?
It was because my mother never told me her age.
Yeah.
And I ask her all the time, what's your age? What is your age? Oh, I love the Beatles. Happy birthday. I forgot about that. And she never told me, so I had to look at my birth certificate.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I found out the truth. Thank you, Easy One. Thank you. I kind of forgot about my birthday.
So I want to know how old you are. He's the same age as I am now.
I'm the same age as Britney Spears and Beyonce.
Oh, you're catching it like that.
And we are on Beyonce's internet, so I am the same age as Beyonce. Dad's cars that were always in card shows were the 1963 Chrysler New York. Those cars are worth so much money now that he took the engine out and put it back in a Mack bus. I called him Tim the Tool, man. I loved that. I loved that show.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry.
I had a 63 Impala. It's a whale. When I was a kid, I think I have that picture in the desk. My parents had a Lincoln Continental. I don't think the picture does it justice. That thing, it was a land yacht.
Mm-hmm.
It was a literal. I will put the picture out. It was a literal land yacht. Because every time I look at the picture, it's in front of my grandparents' old house. It does not do justice to how humongous that car was.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I felt on my parents' age on my birth certificate. Exactly. My parents were such why they were old school, so they never said their age. My dad did all the time. He was proud of it to be old. The previous owner dropped a 454 Biggie and on. Wow. I miss cars like that. I absolutely miss cars like that. Wish I knew what time of day I was born. My mother didn't. Well, my mother couldn't remember what time it was, and because it didn't show what time I was born. It was this weird. I thought they were just kind of blowing me off. They were like, "Oh yeah, you were born at noon." I was literally born at noon.
Well, we were both born in the afternoon.
And Isaiah was born at 8:16 at night. And I still remember. I was born in Kaiser, and they were extremely detailed with the birth certificates, and they still are.
Okay. What day of the week were you born on?
Oh, I'm gonna have to look. That's a stumper. Oh, I can look on the where's my phone?
I knew that one growing up. I was born at like 5. I was born at 5:06 p.m.
I never thought about that, but ever since September 11th, every 7 years, my birthday's on the Super Bowl. Because all sports after September 11th, all sports push their championships back a month. Baseball used to be October, now it's November.
Yeah.
You know, all sports, even the Super Bowl it was always the last weekend of January.
We have to have more games to play now. Why not? Has hockey moved?
Hockey's an iron human sport. They play like 8 months out of the year, and if you're in the cup, you're 9 to 10 months.
Yeah.
And their off season is like a month and a half, and they're
It is
like
it's
hockey.
the worst month and a half of my life.
I go through a show hole. All I watch is hockey, and so when it's over, I'm like, what am I gonna watch now?
Oh, baseball.
That is true. And the Dodgers last season did carry me through.
You did.
They were
You
good.
had fun with that one.
They were so good. They're gonna be even better. Car shows are always looking for non-partial judges. Contact them when you see a flyer. It's a fun day with VR. I would love that. I grew up around cars. I know what to look for. I go to rent whenever I go to Vegas and I see something like that. I will walk in like I own the place. The one thing, there is a channel on my television where it's constant car auctions, but I don't have like $600,000 to drop on a Grand National that someone fixed up.
You're born on a Saturday.
Really?
Yeah.
No wonder I love to party so much. I'm kidding. No wonder that's my day.
It's your day. Saturday. Yeah, that's your song too.
That is my song. Saturday. Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious. I was in the middle of a really bad blizzard. My mother will never let me forget. My mom does that. My mom's like the old Cat Williams joke. Look at my high school picture before you. Look at what I looked like before you.
Now I got all these stretch marks and baby stuff.
This is you.
You did this to me. I can't even hold my bladder anymore.
Oh, that's crazy. And so was my first girl. We got snowed in. Do you know, to a Californian, like, I'm telling you, I've been to a place where it was snow up to the rafters, and that was in Saskatoon, Canada. That was one time. But besides that, and the funny thing is, we went and looked. I said, wow, I've never seen this much snow. And we left. I'm serious. We went to the Walmart. And if you live in Saskatoon, I've been to your Walmart. That is my claim to fame. It's Saskatoon, Canada. But that's the most snow I've ever seen in my life. Besides that, I live in the desert. We can see the snow on the mountains hundreds of miles away, 50, 60 miles away. We can see the mountains. Mm-hmm. I've been to a couple of Barrett car auctions in Arizona. They're amazing. Absolutely. Absolutely. Do I trip out when I see trucks that are like my truck going, my truck blue book is $17,000. I don't see it. The 1988 Ford F-150, I don't see it. But people sell those trucks for a ton of money. I always wanted to go back to Barrett Jackson auction. I wonder if I put my truck, because they sell these junky trucks. Can I just sell the non-op Ford? Can I get rid of my other Ford truck? It was that much snow when I was in Drayton. Is that Drayton? Dryden, Ontario, Canada. So much snow. It was wild and very cold. To someone who lives out in the middle of nowhere, it was crazy. Because when I lived in Oregon, it snowed. But I lived there for 4 years. It snowed one time. In the 4 years I lived there, and the whole area shut down. Everybody in Portland was like, what is this white stuff from the sky? And my whole time I was like, aren't you guys from here? Like, aren't you prepared? I'd never seen so many people sliding on the street in cars. I would love to go to one of those auctions. I've gone to a lot of like cow and pig auctions. Those are exciting. When you get a caller, right? I got 500, 500, 600, 600. I love the auctioneer.
Yeah, we have one right here in town, and there's a restaurant right off to the side of it.
Oh.
So we'll go there and we'll eat, and then we'll go to the auction, and then even go into the barn and walk the catwalk.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. To me, that's a fun afternoon. But I grew up going to state fairs and stuff. Yeah. Local car shows are the best. The cars may not be perfect, but the owners are ready to take you to the spin. That is so true. I was watching some local NASCAR, and it brought me back to when I was a kid. I want a Mercury truck, Canadian made, originally sold in Canada. You know what? It makes me laugh. I check every sewing machine in this room. I had a Canadian singer, and it politely, completely eroded on me. But it was the most polite machine I've ever come across. That thing, because it had plastic parts, and I was using it in the middle of the video. You could see the plastic coming apart. Good times. That's when I had to stop buying like singer stylists. I need to go.
Oh,
I have too many. You know why? It's because they have that sleek 1960s James Bond look. But
yeah.
that was the inception of when plastic met metal with sewing machines. When they were
Mhm.
like, hey, we can cheap out on these sewing machines.
That's what they thought anyway.
But
They thought it was okay to do.
it's a beautiful wall hanger, and the table is literally right there behind me. I will never. I had plans. That is one of the 4 sewing machines that don't work in this room. But I had plans on putting it back together. But life gets in the way.
Life always gets in the way.
Portland,
Darn it, life.
Portland, it only rains. I lived in Central Oregon for years, lots of snow. But then again, get tired of the weather. Wait 5 minutes. That's why I was shocked. But again, I wasn't used to living in Portland. The entire time I was there, I didn't feel like I acclimated until I came back to California, and I was hot all the time. So apparently I did acclimate, just not enough. It did. It politely told me I'm not going to work. I found a free Singer 403. I forgot how to time the old. Oh my gosh. This never happens to me. People always have these stories. This has never happened to me ever. Have you ever found a sewing machine out in the wild?
No.
What do you mean out in the wild?
Like free, just by the side of the road, or like just a free sewing machine?
Yeah. I mean, well, I've gone to like yard sales and somebody just had a machine sitting there. And I'd be like, how much are you asking for the machine? And they're like, oh, I don't need it or want it. Take it.
Oh my God.
So I've had that happen.
Wow.
It doesn't happen often.
I've never. People know their value, I guess. People know the value, I guess, around here. People are not that nice either.
Well, I come from the land of nice people. They say bless your heart, and it doesn't mean what they say. But I come from the land of nice people.
I live in a city. There was this weird campaign about LA is lonely, and they were just pointing out the fact that you can live in a county with 10 million people and not have friends. LA is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Winter storm warning too much. No, I've just never in my life that's like a contest I've never won. I have never seen a sewing machine out in the wild for free, ever. And I've seen, like, I'm in a bunch of groups, and there's like people will be like, and it's always out in Missouri. They're like, there's one guy, he took a picture of a Singer 404 next to a light pole, just out in the middle of nowhere, and he's like, I found a sewing machine today. And I'm like, that never happens. That never happens.
I was trying to figure out what happened to my great grandmother's sewing machine. Like, who has it? Where did it go?
It was attached to the light pole.
No, I just still that's so weird to me. And even over by the high school, that is the land of free furniture. So I'm still looking for a leather mini couch. But anyways, they leave furniture out on the street.
Yeah.
And in my neighborhood, it's looked down upon. People will literally shame you if you do that. But and over by the high school, they still do it. I've been sewing Sombrella with it. That's awesome. That is awesome. I wish I'd find a free sewing machine, especially an industrial or something hardcore. That would be amazing.
Well, you'd be more likely to find an industrial because people who are getting rid of them usually are trying to get rid of them because they're too heavy to move.
I purchased my blind stitcher at a thrift store, but it was so cheaply priced. I now know why, because they didn't know what it was. And who needs 500 pockets right now? I, I could get the seam of 500 pockets right now. Let's go. I doubt my great grand would have taken off her white gloves. You know, my grandma was like that. My grandfather was old school salt of the earth, but my grandma was total Zsa Zsa Gabor. There was another one left out near Laurelhurst Park area. Gone when I got there. Oh my gosh. Come
Wow.
on, Kings. We're beating the Los Angeles Kings are beating the Montreal Canadiens 3-1.
Come on, Montreal.
I wish we'd played like this in the cup. It was only
What period are we in?
23 years ago.
Where are we? In the game.
Period 16:33 left.
Okay. Come on. We can do this, boys.
She smokes with one of those long black oh, I wish. No, see, that's class. I've always wanted one of those filters like that. Now that's class.
I'm only saying it because you guys beat the Hurricanes.
We're on a streak, right? We need some wins, man.
Yeah.
West Coast hockey and bad has been playing. We've been playing terrible. The West Coast in general. I know where loyalties lie. But here in the lonely Southwest, we root for the Los Angeles Kings.
When you grow up an hour south of there, so.
I love those old school. I grew up around people that had ashtrays in every room, like everybody smoked. Those just remind me of just absolutely like classy people. I grew up around the Scotchy Scotch type. I miss my grandparents. They used to have raging parties with all their friends because their lifestyle had come and gone. So they're like, let's just come together and drink.
Of course.
You know what? That generation had something. I'm not going to sing the Pepsi song. It's already in my head. In perfect harmony.
You said you weren't going to sing it, really? You said you weren't going to sing it, and there you are singing it.
I think we should stop fighting and just come together and party. It would be a better place. I'm just saying.
Oh, soon he'll be singing. Never mind.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're starting it.
I'm trying not to.
I'm not helping.
I'm trying not to. In perfect harmony. They smoked in hospitals back then.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
If I find another free Slendomatic, I'll grab it for you. Hey, I will send you my address, easy one. Hey, I will not. I'm on my no buy. So if you feel free, please feel free to send all sewing machines fabric, and I will gladly pay you next Tuesday for sewing machine. Or I'm kidding.
That's still buying, William.
Okay, if you feel like donating to the House of Sewing, my address is 555 House of Sewing on Bobbin Lane.
No, he'll give money to his son, and his son will buy it.
No, that is still cheating.
He's hardcore. He wouldn't. He's like what you said.
I know. I figured it out the other day. You can't trick him. I'm going to try that.
Oh no, he has house training. He would not. He knows not to let. He would not let anyone. You have to have a retinal scan to walk in my house.
I know. I did ask him a question the other day, and I was really surprised. I was like, yes, okay. And even if it was raining, he still wouldn't let me in.
He's hardcore. You know what, Shalom? As a kid, every Sunday, my entire family after church, we would go to restaurants. We all sat in the smoking section because all the adults after church were like, oh, all of them. Was it a Coke commercial? I'd like to be.
I think so. What's the words?
Oh, that's right, because the Pepsi song was another one. That's right. I'm going to look that up later. During the pandemic, I would put that on and cry every once in a while. And the Pepsi generation, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeking the full fashion disc set. Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Coca-Cola's I'd like to buy the world a Coke.
I do. Shalom. It's my birthday week. I swear I will get back to business next week. This week I have been in this just like this, this is helping me though. I'm hulking up. I'm doing the ultimate warrior. This is really helping me out.
So Shalom, as his secretary, I have been doing my due diligence and asking every other day to see if he's gotten the P.O. box.
I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. Something, 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 and a Coke for you and me. Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, you're wanting to buy the world a Coke. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Pepsi commercial.
Wow.
There's like so many different iterations, but it's not.
Weren't they at one point? Wasn't it like We Are the World?
We are the world.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. That's the song that came into my head when you started singing.
Pepsi's not as iconic as Coke
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to their lyrics for their commercials.
As an avid Pepsi drinker, my liver just went blub 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 when you said that. They will.
Sweet.
I told you this the other day. Like I went from drinking Coke to Pepsi, and it was just kind of a weird switch. And I'm like a Pepsi drinker now. My son bought a case of Coke in a 24-pack. I haven't touched it. And he was even like, "Wow, you haven't touched this." It tastes different.
I don't drink either
cherry
one.
drinks.
What's that?
Do you like cherry drinks?
By the pound. I even buy what's that stuff? Grenadine?
Have you ever had cheer wine?
Not in for 100 years.
Mm. Well, when you come to North Carolina, this is where it was born.
Rita, I now have the Oscar Mayer Wiener song stuck in my head. Sorry, Tammy, what were you going to say?
No.
Wiener.
Have you guys ever had Tab?
Obsessed.
So
Yeah.
my stepkids, I hate it. I hate it.
It just reminds me of being a kid.
Yeah. My stepkids, previous marriage, like had seen all these commercials for Tab. And we just kept warning them. We're like, you're not gonna like the flavor of Tab. And they're like, but it's like iconic. And we're like, fine. So we bought them a 12-pack of Tab. Only one can ever got opened.
That's my
immediate reaction.
My son does that with RC Cola. Every time I tell him, I'm like, you're not gonna like it. Because I told him it tastes like dusty Coke. I told him, I said, it tastes like dusty Coke. I'm not kidding you. He walks up to me and he says, you're right. It does taste like dusty Coke. I drink it. My pops was upset. I love RC Cola, but it does not taste like Coke. It tastes like it's missing something.
My brother had a kitten he named RC after RC Cola when he was little.
I'm not. I think it's because soda, like my parents did not allow me to drink it. I am not a snob. I'll drink any kind of soda because it was a no as a kid. My parents were just trying to save my liver an extra couple years.
Dark cherry pop. Interesting.
I
Obsessed.
haven't had it.
They sell really fancy cherry pop here because they used to just sell it in like regular stuff, but like with all these new fangled companies, we have all this weird stuff.
Montreal's now 2-3.
Oh, let's go, Kings! Come on,
yes,
let's go.
Montanians.
Oh, I used to love Fresca when I was a kid. I hate it now.
Yes, they're coming back. Kings are getting tired.
I kind of like
wrong day.
Tab and Fresca, Tab, the terrible aftertaste. They do. Don't get me wrong, they do, and they still sell a lot of this where I live. The old school stuff. RC tasted better than new Coke. Do you know? I was obsessed with when I was a kid. I was obsessed with Crystal Pepsi for that one summer it was out.
Oh,
obsessed.
I think I had it once, but
it's because I lived in the era where like I had a bicycle, and my parents were like, "Be back when the street lights were on."
Yeah.
So I would go to like AM PM, get a hot dog. I was obsessed with Crystal Pepsi.
Mm.
I remember that one year that it was out. Sometimes I take regular Mountain Dew and put maraschino cherry in it. Fun fact: I've only had like Mountain Dew twice in my life. I think maybe 3 times.
I can feel my teeth rotting just thinking about drinking it. So much sugar.
I've never heard anyone ever say anything positive about it, but people drink that stuff by the pound.
Yes, they do.
And then they always come out with like a new flavor or a new, like they had the blue. I don't know. Whatever.
Those are all illegal here. Well, they don't sell them here. And I told you, when I crossed the border to Nevada, I'm like, oh man, they sell all this Jolt Cola, all that stuff. They do not sell it here.
I haven't said that in a long time.
Has anyone found a way to make sewing videos interesting to watch? Well, I try to incorporate my stuff into it. And also, like, if you watch my videos, when it's my so-called life, I show you everything that I've made. Finished projects, showing you I'm not going to mess with you. I'm not going to waste your time. Somewhere in between all my talking, there will be a finished project. That's what bothered me with sewing videos. So I try, easy one. I try.
All 3 of us create videos up here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew ice.
Some of mine are more interesting than others.
I'm a bit eclectic, so and plus this room gets attention from people. Oh, whoops, wrong angle. This room. Oh, that's right. I kicked the cord. my room hoarding gets attention. I moved the dress form, and life is so much easier with it being there.
Yeah.
I use it all the time. It's really lightweight. I can move it. I moved the 2 sergers. I am no longer shaming one serger because it's looking at a working serger. No sugar in Mountain Dew. It's corn syrup.
Corn syrup processes in your body the same way, though.
Nope, I can't do corn syrup. Then
I didn't know any of this. There's certain, like, I can't talk trash because I drink Cactus Cooler, and that's like a wannabe version. Well, it's more of a pineapple drink.
Oh, that sounds like it tastes good though.
Oh, it's so good. I'm shocked when people don't know what Cactus Cooler is.
Never had it.
It was not Mountain Dew that was banned. It was an ingredient vegetable oil, BVO, that was banned in California. It's also, until they changed the formula, Skittles were banned. I was so sad. I went to the Walmart in Nevada and bought, like, let's say 5 pounds of Skittles.
Mm-hmm.
Because they weren't selling them here anymore. And it was the purple bag.
Oh, the fruity.
The berry flavor.
My whole life, I'm obsessed with them. I will eat those no matter what time of year. And they stopped selling them here. But they changed the formula. They don't taste the same. Because they sell them here now, but like they only sell them in gummy form.
No.
So it's that
gummy
weird.
Skittles are not the same.
I'm telling you, like it's really weird. Coke is HFCF in the US. Mine got reported from another platform and are so out of order. They're finished projects. You know what? Videos are weird. Like, I grew up watching a lot of British comedy. I love dry stuff. I grew up listening to a lot of talk radio. That's one of the reasons I'm obsessed with YouTube, is because I could put it on and walk, put it in a corner and walk away. It reminds me of old school radio. So it really just depends. The big TikTok transfer. Yeah. Oh wow. I left tens of tons of $100, tens of $100 on the dock at Lake Mead for a hungry campus person. I have retired.
Mm.
I wish. High fructose. High fructose corn.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
yeah. HFCS. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of it either. My brain. I'm
It was
tired.
really when my son was younger, I was really weird about stuff like that. And then you know what? He was obsessed with Kraft macaroni and cheese. And when I found out the ingredients, he stopped eating it. I just started making it from scratch.
Yeah.
I just buy
Yeah.
my own elbows and get some cheese and make my own sauce, you know?
They
Extra
sell elbows in the store?
Yeah. But once I learned, like, do you know that in Kraft macaroni and cheese, there's the same ingredient that is in lube and in jet fuel?
No.
It's
I've really
some
never eaten it.
it's some chemical I neither had I, but my son liked it. So and he was such a picky eater, you know. And as a
That's what
parent,
I'm
you get
getting to
scared,
eat.
you know, or you get like, oh my gosh, this kid's not eating.
Yeah.
I think Skittles
I
has the
love
best one.
butter and go.
That is so interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens with ketchup. If they ban ketchup, I'm writing. Fun fact: as someone who's as someone who's allergic to ketchup, no, to tomatoes, this should be illegal. As someone who's allergic to ketchup, I can eat Heinz and not break out.
Hmm.
But I think there's a ton of artificial stuff in it. Selling
Yeah.
shade in the desert, absolutely. Are you kidding me? You make a killing here. I actually know someone that does that for a business. They put awnings up. You do make a lot of money doing that here, especially to people who aren't from here and who are first time buyers, and they don't realize that we have perpetual sunshine here. Ours is still red. And there are plenty of ways to get, to get it red. When my kids were little, I told them spaghetti came from pulling the center of the macaroni. I'm the guy who's in the aisle having a meltdown because I'm like, this is all the same stuff.
That's hilarious.
Do you know what I told my son when he was little?
What's that?
We told him that garnish was a plant, that it was its own plant, and that the garnish was the most expensive part of the plate, the most expensive part of the meal, because he kept turning down eating the garnish. So we decided to just be creative. No joke. The next time we went out, he was good at ordering his own food. He specifically asked the waiter to not put any garnish on it because he didn't want to pay. He didn't want us paying for the garnish. And it went on for so long. We couldn't break it to him. It was hilarious. At the same time that it was like gullibles written on the ceiling was the biggest thing that my stepkids were saying to him at the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they walk into the room and they'd say gullibles written on the ceiling. And so the moment that you look up, oh my gosh, it was hilarious.
Back to Oregon, where things grow, our sweet corn and potatoes. I used to go to weird festivals in Oregon. I went to the Crawdad Festival. I miss all that. They just had great food. But I feel like where I live, there's farms close. So I feel like if you live close to a farm, you end up eating more fresh food.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's certain things I don't go to the grocery store for. I literally get on the highway and go north where all the farm stands are.
I do that every Saturday. As soon as like May hits, I'm at the farmer's market until October, just grabbing stuff.
Oh no, I'm craving strawberries.
Mm.
We have strawberry festivals and watermelon and avocado festivals, and it's just good food and great time.
Yeah, lots of good fun.
Now I'm craving all kinds of crazy things again.
Do you eat strawberry shortcake? I know. I'm going to go ahead and say this. But my question is, do you eat it with cake or a biscuit?
Hold on, let me show my face. Oh, wrong angle. Hold on. Oh. I only eat it with Entenmann's pound cake and USDA certified strawberries. I had bougie parents, and so they would always make strawberry shortcake with pound cake, ton of strawberries and whipped cream.
Okay.
So I'm obsessed with Entenmann's pound cake, and we started making our own.
My mom made cloud biscuits, and then we'd go out, pick our own strawberries, mash them all up, do the whole thing, and then make homemade whipped cream. It was so great.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, obsessed. I grew up obsessed with that. That was like a treat to me. When I saw the strawberries and everything in the fridge, I was like, oh, it's gonna be lit after dinner. Oh, I'm gonna save a little bit. Oh, I miss those times.
That's the kind I grew up with. My husband makes it with biscuits, though.
Really? When you say biscuits, what do you mean? And I'm saying that from a pure, arrogant, ignorant.
Kind of like a sweet version of biscuits and gravy.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit sweeter biscuit.
Sweeter. But you can still use those biscuits for biscuits and gravy and stuff too. Like
So
my mom. I don't know, it's a Betty Crocker recipe.
Kind of.
Is it a scone?
It's inspired by a scone. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's kind of inspired by it, but it's not a scone. It's not a proper scone.
I used to have these arguments when I would hang out with people from the UK. So when you said biscuit, I was like, "Oh no, not this argument! Oh no,
it's not a cookie. It's not a cookie.
We'll have
Okay.
We'll have a strawberry shortcake bake off. It's coming.
I'm not baking. That would be my husband.
Your husband can do it.
He got in trouble
Every
last time.
household for their own.
One or two times ago when he made strawberry shortcake, he made it for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Thursday of that week, I finally got my first serving. Because he was just expecting me to just go figure out where he put everything to put together my own strawberry shortcake.
Let's go. Go, Kings, go. Sorry, Tammy. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
First, you almost made me shoot coffee out my nose.
Oh!
And then my phone let me know that we're not
talking about.
Oh,
there's still 8 minutes left of the game.
The Los Angeles Kings, they walked through the hurricane, and now we're coming for the Habs.
All right. I ain't gonna play
serious. This sounds serious.
G right now.
Are y'all going to be okay with each other after this?
I found my 403 up in the middle. No, it's just sports. It's only sports. This is all in good fun.
Yeah.
It's not like it's.
Sure.
I'm not kidding you. I'm not even saying this to be funny. I know quite a few New Yorkers who will never talk to me again because the Dodgers beat the Yankees. I know quite a few. So sad. So bless their hearts. Bless their
You're not Southern enough for that. I'm so sorry.
I give you the power to say it. Right. I give William the power to say it. You can say it. Go ahead. As twin to twin.
I'm obsessed. No, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with hockey. I will.
As Southern as I am.
I'm obsessed with baseball. I'll wear a different jersey.
Yeah, exactly. You ain't Southern. Sorry.
I have Southern roots. It's just not, I'm not from there. I do not claim to be Southern at all. Disclaimer. My father was. He's from Savannah, Georgia.
There you go.
I'm from the land of kale.
There you go. He's half Southern. Oh yeah, got something alongside him. Mm-hmm.
I've been there.
He's like, Tammy, bless your heart.
You know what's really funny though? Anytime anyone called me a Yankee, I'd say, no, I'm a Dodger. Thank you. It was more or less because I was noticing certain things about certain diet habits, and they were like, you're such a Yankee. Here's a biscuit. A real biscuit with buttermilk in it. Oh,
I'm hungry now.
I know. After these streams, I am like, I'm
I'm
making hash
ravishing.
brown. I'm in the kitchen making hash browns. Oh, that reminds me, I do have some potatoes. I need to catch them before they get too rooty. I have to
Don't
replant
go put them in the ground.
Funny, since the Dodgers are originally from New York, or is that why they're anti-Dodgers? I think it's more or less it's sports. Like like there was somebody who I thought they were joking at first, but they are legitimately angry, and they're still mad that the Yankees lost. Like they are like
Sad.
More than sad.
Yes, in a storage container. I'll post their resurrection videos if I can find them. I was struggling to time the dang thing, and it was a bit embarrassed. You know what? Easy one. I ruined my Husqvarna Viking. It was the flagship of this room. I ruined it playing with the timing.
You
I
have to know what
feel
you're doing when you fix the timing.
still, and I was cocky because I fixed the timing on my Nelco N100, but
That's different.
a 1960s sewing machine is a little bit different than a 2018. I'm still mad about that. That was and keep in mind
Right,
I pushed my Husqvarna Viking more than I should have. But you know, have a great night, Ollie. Thank you so much
Oh,
for
good night,
stopping by.
Ollie.
You're always appreciated here. You're one of my original 9 subscribers.
I really like him. He's amazing.
Absolutely. Darth
Yes.
Manual.
Absolutely.
Ollie is the authority when it comes to sewing machines. I'm serious.
Yes.
Phoenix named him Darth Manual, and that is just such a great title.
My first sewing machine that I killed was a Husqvarna. I literally sewed through it. The gears were melting. Yeah. And yeah, you can't fix the timing on a newer machine the same way as the old machines.
You're making me feel better, Tammy. Thank you.
So somebody showed up to one of my sewing nights with a Husqvarna that very much looks like my very first machine, like my Husqvarna that I sewed through. And I mean, I was having like flashbacks of sewing on that machine. I was just going, even it sounds just like my old machine.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Shalom.
I'm the person who takes something apart, but I have lots of mystery extra parts left.
She isn't allowed near an airplane.
Okay, no, so I have something to say about this because anytime I put any type of IKEA style furniture together, I have extra widgets.
Do you know how I fixed my extra parts problem?
Sometimes I do too, but not very often.
And they don't come with extra widgets either,
No.
for the record.
Like, because that's what I have in my classroom for storage.
I feel you, Shalom. I feel you on this one.
It doesn't, but I bet it still works.
My parents were forever buying a new toaster. Oh, my parents would be in jail by today's standards. When you just climbed out of a pinster that can easily,
Yeah.
I refuse to be defeated by a sewing machine. That is my middle name. I'm still mad about that about my Viking though. I quite honestly, it was beyond my understanding. And because I had this much knowledge and I fixed one machine, I thought I could fix it.
I had the repair manual. My grandfather was the repair guy for my grandmother's sewing machine store where she sold the Husqvarna. So I had the repair manual and I still could not fix the darn thing.
Oh.
I mean, the gears were just literally melted and there's no place to order the gears from.
Every once in a while, part of me wants to pull that machine out, but I feel like every time I touch it, I make it worse.
You probably do. The Husqvarnas were not meant to be repaired like that.
And there's this store where I bought that professional thread downtown. I took a picture in my video. The guy had just all these machines he was fixing. Part of me wants to go down there and see if he can fix my timing. Because that was like my premier machine. I loved that machine.
Well, it may be more than just the timing that's off now, though.
It has been like, I'm looking at it like you guys can see it. It has been sitting up there in that is not the wall of shame. That is the wall of honor with my touch and sew and my new home sewing machine.
I'm surprised you don't have like a spotlight on it.
Well, I was raised Catholic, so I walk up to it and cry once a month. My mom says I'm special, though. My dad was an electrical engineer, so if you took anything apart, he would help you put it back together, and it would work. I didn't realize how much I leaned on him until he passed away, and the first time I came across a car problem.
So I take pictures of things as I go to take them apart. And then everything that I take off of whatever goes into one pile. And then I take another picture before I take anything else off. And it goes into a new pile.
Oh, Tammy, I love that. As someone who has lost their car and over more than 10 times, when I'm in a big parking lot, I take a picture of like the section. I take a picture of the car next to me. I love that. That's how I didn't get lost at Disneyland.
I lost my car taking my son we were talking about this earlier today. I lost my car taking my son trick-or-treating. It was in the mall parking lot, and I lost my car.
I lost my car in San Francisco. I parked my car in a weird parking area. I walked to the Haight-Ashbury area. I bought a CD, and I couldn't find my car for 2 days.
Dang.
Wow.
I got a hotel and stuff, but I panicked. I reported my car stolen. You love my stories.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
I can't believe I'm telling this one. I reported my car stolen. I was in my 20s. I was such a baby. I was like 22 or something. And I found my car 2 days later. I drove my car home where I lived in Santa Monica. I called the San Francisco police station and I was like, "Oh, I'm home. I found my car." The cop was like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Do you realize what would have happened to you if you got pulled over, you 20-year-old?" I didn't. In my 20-year-old head, I'm like, "I found my car. I'll call it when I get home."
Yeah.
If I got pulled over, it would have been all. They would have full felony stopped me. Even though the car was in my name, they wouldn't have believed any of my story. So I learned a valuable lesson as a child. Don't hang out in San Francisco. Oh, good times. So if you're ever feeling bad, I did Dude, Where's My Car in real life. I met people too. I met people like they were like, "You're lying." They were like, "You're lying. You didn't lose your car." I'm like, "I lost my car," and then I found it. Good times. Good times. Has there ever been a city that you wanted to live in, but you probably never lived there?
City?
Yeah, like somewhere that you visited where you're like, "I could live here." When I was younger, San Francisco was one of the most beautiful places on earth to me until I traveled and went to other places. So I had this weird desire and San Francisco was bohemian. People were doing Shakespeare in the park, This was 20 years ago.
I like the Battery around Atlanta.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I really like that area.
Shalom says Dublin.
Do an Atlanta game every time that they play.
I knew someone that lives near the stadium in New Orleans. I didn't realize how close she lived. Drew Brees would walk from his house with his pads in his hands to the stadium. Like, he would get a crowd, but she lived near him. and they would walk to the stadium. I always think Drew Brees is like a man of the people, but I always picture New Orleans as like everything is really close to the stadium, which it is. And Edinburgh. Nope, not a city person.
But yeah, I don't know if I want to live in a city.
I wanted the really what it was not Family Matters, but what was the other one? Full House.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Full House. I wanted the Full House house.
And I like the conveniences of living in a city, like everything's at your reach, but I don't want to live on top of people. I don't want people living on top of me. So,
Oh, let's go. It's 6-3.
are you?
Our goalie it didn't show up tonight, but our scores did. I always wanted to live in San Francisco. Oh, Vancouver as well, because Vancouver is just a tough San Francisco. I always wanted to live in Vancouver.
53 seconds left.
When I was younger, by selling trading cars and trucks, came out to the mall with a Ford key, and that's all I could remember. I'm trying to think. There was all kinds of places. I wanted to live on Vancouver Island, but see, the thing is, like, every time I went to Vancouver Island, it was a massive party. So there are people that actually work and live there. It's an actual place of commerce, not just like a bunch of hippie kids partying, even though those were some of the greatest days of my life. I had a dream to live in Alaska. And then I went there and realized I wouldn't survive the winter. I had just this frontier dream. This was before the shows, all the like the Oklahoma hillbilly hand fishing, you know.
I want to live in the mountains.
It's pretty great here.
Yeah.
I wanted to live there so bad. I wanted to live there so bad. I've told you, Twin, I constantly have a dream about living near a lake or a river.
I think you should live near more like a river so that you can just hear it just trickling down and just it'd be more zen. It'd be pretty. A lake doesn't do that.
And I'm immune to mosquitoes.
Unless
people don't know, mosquitoes are everywhere. They're not like not indigenous here. They're just as hellacious here as they are anywhere else.
I can see you like on a little bass fishing boat, just going out on the water.
Heaven. I want a kayak so bad. I saw some dude with a kayak today. I was like, I'm so jealous. As I'm driving my car, I'm like, I don't care what he's doing. He just looks like he's living the life. He looks like.
I used to have a kayak.
Oh, that's so awesome.
I loved it. Of course, I was always the person who was getting out early in the season where the water was way too cold to fall in, and getting my sea legs back underneath me, trying to get back into the boat or getting back into the kayak. I always fell in. That was the most embarrassing thing.
I'm just a person who likes living in an area where it reminds me of an anthill, just people everywhere. Do you know, when I lived in Los Angeles, the one thing I liked, I know it's going to sound weird, I liked being a nobody. When I moved back to my hometown, I see people I went to elementary school with. I see people that are like, hey, I haven't seen you in 25 years. Let's talk. Tell me everything that's happened in your life in the next 5 minutes. It's happened in the past 25 years, you know? So it's.
Where's my elevator speech? Yeah, goodbye.
I know it sounds weird, but I miss just being a nobody in the city. Like when I lived in the heart of LA, I could walk around, like I could wander, look at shops, like no one knew me. And it was weird. Even in Portland, because I wasn't from there, no one knew me. So I was just not like a nobody, but like it felt good to be Mr. Nobody. It's weird. But I will say in smaller towns, like you'll go to the grocery store and they're like, so what you doing? You don't get that in the city. We don't. Oh, for the record, sorry. Vancouver Island does not have mosquitoes. No black flies, no biting flies, just lots of spiders and cougars. We are mosquito for some in the past like 10 years. The bugs have just taken over this area. I spent 18 days in December 1985 in Anchorage, Alaska. It was different, very cold outside. And a lot of people don't realize how humongous Alaska is. It's the size of
We
half.
talked about that 2 days ago.
The map is lying to you.
Yes.
Alaska is half the size of the United States of America.
It's
Yeah,
huge.
you live in the third biggest state.
It's huge. Well, I thought California was humongous till I went to Texas.
Mhm.
And I realized what real open space, because we have nothing but open space here, but Texas is flat land
Mhm.
of open. We have topography here. Portland was a
It's so
lot.
beautiful. So beautiful.
I lived in Portland from 04 to literally December. No, literally until January 1st, 2000, when my son was born in 2009. I came back in 2008 from Portland. So I lived there for a solid 4 years. Gosh, that was 21 years ago. I worked at the Carl's Jr. that was on 5th and Taylor. You know what is so funny? When I lived in Portland, people were reading Shakespeare in the Park. People like I read so many books by the Willamette River. It's not even funny. It was a thing. It was a thing. People would go to the river and read. I felt so bohemian. I was like, I'm so sophisticated. Because I'm sitting there reading my book, you know.
Yeah, grab a quilt, go lay down.
I miss it. Like I would go see movies by myself. No one said a word to me. No one said a word. You know, and I knew all of them because they would all come into my job. That's definitely why I refused to visit the town. I grew up in Montrose, Colorado. Way too many relatives there. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. It is awkward when I see people in my family. When I was in Alaska, the radio station manager took me to see the whale fat follies. Oh my God, that was funny.
So Alaska has the least population per square mile of 1.3. Wyoming is the least populated state, but we have 6 people per square mile.
Wow. For some reason I thought Wyoming was the least populated.
Oh, we are. We are. It's because Alaska has so much more land.
Interesting.
So they have more people, but they have more land. So it's spread out. Texas has 117 people per square mile. California has 250. And New Jersey has the most with 1,263, unless you're counting the District of Columbia, which is insane. North Carolina has got 223 per square mile.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I purchased more books in Portland. There was also Second Ave. There was a bookstore on Second Avenue. I missed that, but it had culture. It's all gone though. It's all gone.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel, Tammy? Do you feel like there's not a lot of people around you?
Yes and no. Like, because I'm in the city. I mean, I am in the city technically. And we've got like 65,000 people, 60,000 people. But like I can go to one of the Walmarts that we've got and I don't run into anybody I know. But I mean, there's still a lot of people there. It's not like completely like rural, like nobody, there's nobody there. There's a lot of people there. But I mean, I can go grocery shopping. I can go to all these different places. And the odds of me running into someone that I know is still pretty slim. Like we all go to the same places, but we don't all go at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I can get out if I'm driving from this end of town to the other end of town, out on our like mountain road that frequently closes to light and high profile vehicles due to wind gusts. If I get out there, there's whole sections that you can look out over the city, but there's nothing connected to the road. Like you are on a section of the road that is just off by itself.
That's just on. Hey, Ed, how's it going? Great to see you.
Ed.
Just on my side of town, there's 200,000 people.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I would
never do it again.
I don't, but it doesn't feel like right now I could go to the beach and be alone.
Well, yeah, it's dark.
There's fields where I could just walk for miles and not see a human by my house, you know?
Yeah.
I could literally walk out in the desert and just start heading east, and I'd probably hit the Air Force Base. But besides that, there's no one out there.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like just in LA County, there's 10 million, which that's like people that filled out the census. So we always say you got to add an extra 5 million on top of that.
I mean, I can drive 15 minutes and be where there's, or even 20 minutes maybe, and be where there's absolutely no light pollution. I mean, pull off on the side of the road and there's no light pollution. It might be a ranch or whatever that I can't, that's not public property. But there's a lot of public property too, where we can go, we can have, public recreation. You're not supposed to camp on public property, but you can just like go like exploring or whatever. And that's all easy drive.
It's like that here in a way, but people are hardcore about property rights.
Yeah, I mean, well, if you're trespassing on a ranch, you know that they're likely to carry, so you're likely to meet them before you meet law enforcement. So people don't play around with it, but
same thing here, or any, like, whenever I go to like Nevada, I know everyone's carrying. In Arizona, their only gun law is that you have to be over 18. That is quite literally their own. They don't have any stipulations or anything. You have to be over 18. That's it. When I worked in the bowling business, I knew everybody or knew your kids from PE program. If you needed miles of smiles from your family, you thought of me. There are certain things of the small town that I miss, small town elements, but I'm in this weird point in my life where I'm craving the country life. But that's because I live in the city, I actually know how to tend animals and live. I could totally homestead.
There's places out here where you can. It would not be hard.
Can't relate to that kind of gun presence.
There's a lot of people that can't. Shalom's in Canada, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes more sense.
They have way different gun laws.
Yeah, they do.
Even they have stipulations on air rifles because when Isaiah was younger, he inherited every air rifle you could possibly think of. And I didn't realize that certain PSI are illegal in Canada. But in America, man, they don't. Man, if you can cock it, if you're old enough to hold it, you can shoot it.
Yeah.
He still has all of them because some are antiques. Some are from when I was a kid. They're like, some of these pellet pistols are older than me. And I feel like an antique sometimes, but if Beyonce and Britney can still do it, I can still do it. Do you know how much I laughed when I found out I was the same age as both of them, depending on certain times of year?
Oh, I'm laughing right now.
And you are too. You can tell people I'm the same age as Beyonce.
Yeah, I guess I could.
Because
Even
for
though
6 months out of the year,
we're separate years.
but for 6 months out of the years, you know.
Yeah. I wonder who I was born with. Oh my. I'll look that up.
Yeah, you could look that up. So I found out that I was that close to Brittany's age because when she was going to have her kid that was born in '05,
Yeah.
that was when like all of the pregnancy boards were freaking out. If you were in the Mississippi or Louisiana area, if you were a pregnant mom, you were freaking out because they were talking about locking down the hospital when she decided to go in to have her baby. And so, like, if you were going to that same hospital, whatever hospital that was going to be, um, you were like having to book your pregnancy due date and your pregnancy suite for your pregnancy to go have your baby at the hospital because, oh my gosh, we can't be there at the same time as the celebrity.
Mm. Paris Hilton.
Ooh.
Us the same
Justin
age?
Timberlake.
Same age as us?
Yes. Alicia
Oh.
Keys.
Oh, I actually met her. She is so polite.
She's
Is there
she's at the beginning of January, so she's kind of 1 year older than you.
She is so she's such a
Jessica Alba. Chad Murray. Natalie Portman.
really
Hmm.
okay. Okay.
And Brittany was born in my year.
For like I said, 6. I'm not trying to say exactly how old I am.
I know. And
I'm the same age as Britney Spears and Beyonce.
Beyonce was born in my month. In my year. I get you. I get you.
I'm ballparking it.
Oh. I'm going to see who was born in your year. Oh, Anne Hathaway. She's cute.
Classy.
Lil Wayne.
Classier.
Kelly Clarkson.
I love Kelly Clarkson. And for the record, I still listen to the a milli song from Lil Wayne. For the record.
Jessica Biel.
Who? I'm so sorry.
Jessica Biel. B-I-L.
Oh my, okay. Okay.
Matt Smith.
Who?
Matt Smith.
Really?
He's a
I love
Nicki
Matt
Minaj.
Smith. We both have flappy hands. I love Matt. He talks like that.
You
He
know what I'm talking
talks.
about? Flappy hands.
They make fun of him in Doctor Who. Like when he meets himself, they're like, "Do you really need to talk with your hands all the time?" And he's like, "Yes, I do."
See, I had to tell Matt because, you know, you and Matt, you were like belong together. And there's more.
was there a celebrity born specifically on William's birthday?
I should have them.
Oh,
Bob Marley,
okay.
Ronald Reagan, Babe Ruth.
Same year that you were born.
Oh.
Okay, hold on.
You know I claim Bob. I was so shocked when I found that Bob Marley and I have the same birthday. Matter of fact, happy birthday, Bob Marley, tomorrow, and his 14 kids. There should be. Oh, you know, Rita. You know,
have one.
It's been a while since I've lived in Arizona. We'll face it. You're just now turning 21. I wish.
So Josh Stewart was born on your birthday, and he is a famous actor, snowboarder, and boxer.
Never heard of him.
Well,
He doesn't.
he's an actor.
21 is he?
Who is it?
Josh Stewart.
Okay, I don't know who he is. I was looking up my birthday to see who was born on my birthday. Jake McLaughlin.
Rita, it's definitely called. Well, I watch a lot of stuff from the UK, so I do take a lot of their words. But yeah, I call it flappy hands because I stole it from John Hurt. John Hurt was making fun of Matt Smith.
Oh, you
He
know
said,
what?
"What you be flapping your hands about?" And he's like, "Yes, yes, I have to."
Oh my gosh, I need to go see
Are you
something.
Italian?
No.
Well, in a lot of ways, my family were very boisterous. Like, if you got us all in the same room, it was like a shouting contest. And it wasn't even on purpose. You were just trying to talk over each other.
I
I
talk
did
with my
not
hands a
even
lot in the classroom.
I did not even think about it, but William shares a birthday with one of my nieces.
Awesome.
Yes.
Fun fact: my nephew William was born in February too, but he was born on leap year. He was the 29th.
Gosh.
Yeah, he's so cute and adorable, and let's see, how old is he? He'll be 13 this year.
Aw.
He'll be a teenager. Oh,
When you can think about is Axel Rose and Zsa Zsa Gabor share your birthday.
well, that's not.
My grandmother, we used to call my grandma Zsa Zsa Gabor because she thought she was better than everybody. Is anyone suffering neuropathy or carpal tunnel with their hands?
No.
It's not carpal tunnel, but I do have some neuropathy going on. I have a de Quervain tendinosynovitis, so a de Quervain cyst on my wrist right now. Fun fact: if it's inflamed enough, have you ever used the product Nair,
Yeah.
like the chemical hair removal product?
I don't know, William. Have you ever used Nair?
Actually, I have used Nair. I have, and I
So-
told a horror story about putting Nair on my head.
Give him a chemical burn.
But that chemical burn feeling, that is like what I'm feeling, like literally inside my
Yikes.
arm. It's crazy. So that's why the bracelet is on right now.
I have what I call scrolling fingers. I swear I do this in my sleep. I swear, because I wake up. I'm like, so I do get sore thumbs. I'm an obsessive scroller.
Do you notice, like, you're right-handed, right?
Yeah.
So your pinky, do you ever notice that sometimes it gets sore just the way you hold your phone?
It happens more in my left because I broke this finger. So
Mm.
I cannot, I have damaged my finger so much, I can't rest my phone solely on my pinky. It'll hurt. But
See,
that's
what
I broke it
Pop
first.
socket.
I broke
that's
it
what
first.
that's what pop sockets are great for.
I
Oh,
can't do those. I have to put mine in my pocket. That they would annoy me.
I played with mine so much I broke it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do.
I was just
Oh yeah.
just constantly flipping around, putting it in my fingers, walking around with it, and one day it just popped off.
Well, you just replace it. You just replace it.
I need to get a better one. I need to get a better built one. And I've had this same phone for years now, so I think me and this phone are married for now.
Does this stuff work? Yeah, Nair does work, but it just it feels like
You
a
don't want
weird chemical burn. It smells awful, but it feels like a weird burn.
I had this
There's nothing
ingenious.
like it.
Sorry, Tammy. I had this
No, you're fine.
ingenious idea of putting Nair on my head because I didn't want to shave my head anymore. And I just gave myself a giant Viking horn of a chemical burn on my head. Wherever the swash was, it dyed my skin for a while too.
Oh,
So do not put Nair on your head.
it's
Or-
nasty smelling. I agree with Shalom.
It is nasty smelling.
So it's like burning hair. Oh, I miss
It's
it.
basically what's happening.
Yeah, I tried it once.
I'll never forget when I had the stinky fabric and people were like, William, why do you still have that? Why is it still in your house? It smelled like it smelled like literal petroleum. It smelled like literal burning Vaseline or burning gas. It was so strange. It was oil. I don't know. It was strange. Ended my career. I could not drive a machine that could stop 4 stitches in my hand. See, that is very true too. I
Yeah.
do a lot of I have those hand crimpers. I try to do exercises because I'll cry if I can't use my hands anymore.
I literally cried at the doctor's office when I was talking to him because I was like, I can accept the wheelchair. There's a lot of these other things I can accept. I could go blind, guys, but I cannot lose the use of my hands. My hands are that important to me.
Absolutely.
Oh, I was emotional that day.
That would do me in too. Like, do you know every year at my job we have like safety meetings, and the upper management always reminds me that the thumb is the holy grail of workman's comp.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone, like, if you lose your thumb at your job, that person will be paying for your life for the rest of your life,
Mm-hmm.
either up front or how long that company is around, you know.
Yeah.
And you don't realize how important your hand, like certain things are. When I was in a car accident, we take walking for granted.
Mm-hmm.
We take like as an asthmatic, I truly believe, and this is just a thing. I think people take air for granted, and I'm not even saying that to be funny. Like, asthmatics have to think about every single breath they take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you don't have obstructions of your airways, you don't think about it. You know,
Mm-mm.
No, you really made me
Why
think
would you?
over the last month.
plug your nose, plug your nose, and just breathe. Like, asthma's terrible.
That smells a.
It is.
There's a B. It's a B word.
No, it's brutal. It is. It is. My car accident changed my life. It changed my life so much. Once I started walking again, I was like George Bailey when he walked up to the Bedford Falls sign. I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I will change my life. I had things to do. I have those hand things too. I have this bad habit of going like this. I have an already broken finger. At my job, I have a hardcore job. I've broke my hand multiple times, and I still do this. I have this bad habit of doing this.
Oh.
And so I have a brace as well. I have multiple braces that live in this house because when it starts feeling really broken, I have to wear the brace.
Mm-hmm.
Because when the pain, like, I think I'm being dramatic by saying broken. I think I really fractured something and never got it fixed.
Yeah.
And so when certain things get hit, it's painful.
I have my stepdaughter and I made these resin keyring pieces, and I mean it's big enough that it goes around my elbow, like it can go all the way up to my elbow, so it's huge. I put that thing on my arm earlier tonight over my coat because it fits, and I'm walking out of the store and I'm just going, oh crap, hang on, let's take that ring off because if it slides down my wrist I will be screaming when it hits.
Mm.
Oh.
I was in a car accident with the watch on, and I will forever have a smiley face on my hand for the rest of my life.
There's worse scars than a smiley face.
No, because even when I look at it, I'm like, well, at least it's a happy scar. It's literally smiling at me. I'm not kidding. It's a smile.
I think you have arthritis in your hands.
I've been working with my hands. I built my first fountain with my father when I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
Like actual real masonry work. So I've been working with my hands since I was I'm like a 1920s kid, you know.
Well, I just didn't know if that was like part of maybe the pain too.
I mean, if I have it, I'm in 100% denial.
Yeah.
If I do, I'm in 100% denial. There are certain things because I'm a born asthmatic, my quality of life has been a little bit lower. And I'm not saying that it's a woe is me thing, but there are certain things that like when you have chronic pain, you learn to ignore it. And so your pain tolerance may be sky high and you don't even realize it. You know, like you don't even realize it because you've just been compensating the entire time.
Yeah.
So when my hands hurt, I'm like, oh, whatever. I can still move them. Oh, it's so sad but true. It's so sad but true.
Yeah.
Cancer, $250,000 saved her life. Nothing can fix neuropathy. Yep. That was the day that the doctor offers. Yeah, it's I was there when my mom had cancer. It's unreal. I feel easy 8 strokes under my belt, but I'm alive. That's shalom. Wow.
Yeah.
So I'll take the best whatever throws at me. I'm the same way. That's like I have this really weird like optimism. Like I think people always ask me, where do you get your disposition? I think it's because I've just been sick my whole life, and I instead of being sad about it, I'm like, it is what it is.
Well, when you've been sick so much or chronically ill or whatever, that's your normal.
Yeah.
So, you never think about, it not being normal.
Yeah.
My whenever I think,
or even a consideration.
yeah. Stool. Oh, what time is it in the UK right now? Good
But he's 6
morning.
hours ahead of us.
Good morning. Good morning, Stool. You know what? I actually have to talk about this. Kay Burley quit Sky News. I will never watch Sky News again. I was in love with a newscaster named Kay Burley, and she quit. I think it was yesterday. And I was kind of taken aback. I've literally watched it every day at 11 o'clock at night because that's 7 o'clock in the morning in London. And I am no longer, I will no longer be watching Sky News.
Okay, shalom.
Yep,
Completely
normal
agree.
is all So, you kind of learn to deal with it, It's one of those weird things, especially like with breathing.
Yeah.
Wheelchair, scooter for me, it all happened so quick. I was a young man yesterday. It happens to all of us. I was raised by senior citizens, and it was not cute to watch them become real senior citizens. Because you reach a certain age. I was explaining this to my son today. You reach a certain age, and you kind of feel like that,
Mm-hmm.
No matter what happens to your body, if you still have your mind, you still feel you're like, I'm okay. I still have my mind.
Oh, Christina, long time no see.
Yay! Hello, Christina. Great to see you.
I've missed
Great to see you.
you.
Welcome. Excuse me, it's a little bit weird. It's a side effect of awesome. Absolutely.
This is coming apart. Not cool.
Yay! Great to see you. I am going to be ending this soon, though, because I have a long night of sewing and laundry ahead of me. I have my blocks separated. So should I put one of those charts up and pin them all, like I've seen the professionals do?
You don't.
Is that what you do? Is that how you do it too? Like,
you don't need to.
You want my design wall. Is that what you want?
I have no desire to have any semblance of order. I wanted to make it as scrappy as possible.
Yeah, I just think you should just throw them all in a bag and just take stuff out, and then that's the order it goes in.
Well, I do every other, and then I flop them around, so they're not so that like there's I guess I do have a sense of order.
So you could, like, if you have all this same number of each side, or same number of each fabric, you could do them in order. Like pull from one pile, pull from the next, pull from the next.
I was thinking about doing that.
Yeah,
because that's usually
one way to do it.
Even when I was doing my mixed match pants, I had a lot of one particular pattern. So I was trying of one particular square. So I was trying not to repeat that. So every time I had this puzzle of like, okay, this one's over here, so I can't be near this one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what happens when I do scrappy blocks. I just have to really be strategic on colors and where everything is.
I'm there. I know I'm a rookie. It feels good to be green again. It feels good to be a
No one
rookie.
sends me to bed, Shalom. Go when I wanna.
I totally pictured
dear.
you with like a blankie, like no one tells me to go to bed.
Oh
It's okay.
dear.
Do I really look tired? I'm just
No, we
listening to the
just
conversation.
Live your
we
life.
just know what time it is where you are.
Good job, Lisa.
It's called caffeine.
That is true. I live on the West Coast, and it's always early here.
No, and tomorrow's Thursday. I can go for a bunch of walks with my kids tomorrow.
It's hard to find the time difference. Thank you so much for joining. I'm about to we've gone around Jupiter twice. We've gone old school, 3-hour stream on a 3-hour tour.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. I yawn all the time.
I'm trying not to yawn in front of the camera because
I
then
drink
everybody in the
coffee.
chat's gonna yawn.
That's
So
the
question.
that's the sociopath test.
So are we?
Yeah, I know. Shh. Stop telling my secrets.
Oh man, this
I wonder.
poor computer. This poor computer is dying. It's only from 2015.
Is that
You
all?
gonna do a power hour tomorrow?
Oh yeah, it is my birthday. Tomorrow, I keep on forgetting tomorrow's my birthday.
No,
Well, it's
already your
almost
birthday.
today.
It's already your birthday.
Thank you. Thank you so much for stopping by, Easy One.
Thank you, Easy.
Because we live here, according to some people.
I do. And I'm prosperous. We do live on you. We live here now.
I'm sorry, Shalom. I'm so sorry. I've been up since what time? Like 5:30 this morning.
Oh,
Yeah, I've been up a lot of hours and I've been running almost all of them. So
that's like 7:30 my time.
shh. Not all of us are like East Coast wonderful.
I was up at 5:30 this morning.
Okay, so that would have been 3:30 my time. No,
I did
I'm
take
good.
naps during the day. I took the couches out in my classroom. I just kind of laid on them.
We'll see. Okay, so everybody in the chat, I know when Jess is tired because she doesn't translate the time difference to me properly. Like she was telling me what time he would be on in Central Time, and I'm in Mountain Time.
No, I really do. I try to really think.
I know.
Okay.
I know you try.
Try.
When you're tired.
To be
As a
fair,
secretary, I don't have to think about everything.
it does get confusing though. One of my favorite hobbies is watching Americans ask what time is it? Where are you?
Where you
Okay.
are.
So this is true. We do this to each other because we live in different time zones.
We should already there should be a map in front of us. Like we should already know where we are.
You got me last week with the 6-7 o'clock because every time you said it, you'd say, okay, you're going on at 7. Then you'd be like, okay, you're going on at 10. And my brain was like
7 your time.
My brain was like, wait a minute. And then you go back to 10, and then you'd be like, Tammy's on at 11, and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on.
Just consult me next time because I've got both of you figured out based off of my time
Next
zone.
Sunday.
We were talking to a whole bunch of East Coasters, okay?
I liked being the relief pitcher in the middle. I liked that.
Okay.
That worked well.
And I can go for 3 hours. So an hour is perfect. I like having a time
you like having bookends?
Yeah. It makes me feel snug.
Even though he started before I even got off. Like
Rita,
he his song and everything.
I'm dancing. It's because I'm in there dancing. I'm in there like
I come in, it's at the end of that song, and I'm like, I love that song.
I'm giving people that song. I have the whole song. That's why I left it 3 minutes because that song's like 4 or something.
Yeah, no,
I have the whole song.
I was laughing because it was Saturday night song and it was Sunday. And I'm
I
just going.
miss.
Plays it every.
He's playing a Saturday night song on Sunday. Oh my
I played it. I
gosh!
used to play it on Wednesdays. I miss that because I had another opening, but it was way more chill. And that one's like that's a roller skate. That's like that's a roller rink song. So it's high energy. You're just skating around the rink. I love that song. I play it when I'm skating by myself. There's a commercial song that says,
There was a Yahoo character. It was kind of the
I remember that.
predecessor to GIFs or GIFs or however you pronounce them, and you could put it in Yahoo Messenger and send it to somebody, and it was a guy's voice that said, "It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your brain is?"
I remember all
There's a
those
take on
commercials.
that.
I remember all of those. Your brain's on drugs. They crack the eggs. This is your brain on
Oh.
drugs.
Yeah, but you
I
have to just
couldn't
make your
get thanks for
thumbnail
that.
before so that I can add you, so everybody can just click on you at the end of my stream.
Okay, so who's on first? What time do I go live? 7
No,
o'clock?
I go on for. We're doing the same.
No,
as
that's an old Abbott and Costello. That's the old routine. Who's on first? What's on second?
Yeah,
They're on third.
I am.
I don't know who's on third.
Okay, I don't know who's on third. See, Tammy knows.
I'm married to a baseball umpire. Do you think I can get away with not knowing
That
the
is the
majority of
So
the Abbott?
I am who? I'm on first.
You should ask
So-
how much are eggs where you are, because apparently you plonkers vote based on that.
Oh,
Egg where I live, everything's expensive anyways. We don't notice anything. Gas has been high. Eggs have always been as much as a pack of cigarettes. We don't notice. Every day is Saturday. If you believe, I love that song. I love that song. And also, it's gonna make me sound like an old fuddy duddy, but I remember when that song came out. I remember the time. I used to dress like that. I remember those bright colors. I remember those people. So I'm nostalgic for that time. Judge me. I am really nostalgic.
Okay. So, Jess is who, William's what, I don't know is me. I don't give a darn is a shortstop. Y is in left field. Because is in center field. Nobody is in right field.
Today is backing me up.
Right? Today's the catcher. Tomorrow's the pitcher.
Oh, I love that.
That's great.
Yep.
Yeah, they're all around $12.
What is?
Oh,
eggs?
that's ridiculous.
And cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
They've always been that price. That's why they've always been that price.
No, in New York they're like 13, 14.
That's why we're telling man, when you make an omelet, I put everything in it. It counts. When I cook eggs, I'm like, oh no, don't mess up the yolk.
I paid $3.50 for 18 eggs the other day.
Oh,
okay,
man.
they're not that cheap here. They're a dozen large eggs is just over $5, almost $6 if you have extra large.
Sorry, they've always been expensive here. Shalom.
But
they know they got us. They know they got us because we have millions of people here that are willing to pay that price. So they're making a ton of money off of us.
You got it.
Cigarettes are $20. I looked today. Why? Oh, that's right. When I bought my birthday cake, I used to there's a Safeway by my house, and I would always look at the cigarette price because it was amazing how every time I looked, it would be higher and higher. And they're about $15. And they're like $15 for the generics and $17 for the good ones.
But organic eggs, like from the farm, $5 a dozen.
Oh, it's way more than that here.
What's what we pay?
Eggs here as of today are $12.50 for 12 eggs. See, it's this Rita and I. See, it's the same around here.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
You can have chickens for cheaper than that. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'm this close. I don't know. Actually, we are zoned because what's her face had a whole coop back there. We are zoned. You can have chickens here.
When are we gonna build a coop?
Hey, summer's coming. Summer is coming.
I'm incubating eggs. I got you.
I'd have to sit out there like Elmer Fudd guarding it from the raccoon, though.
I'll even raise them, until a certain age, and then we'll ship them to you.
smoking eggs is bad for you. I've also made Americans talk about the price of eggs. They're just, it is what it is. That's why when people are griping, I'm like, you're just going to be paying what we've always paid.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go smoke some eggs. But seriously, I want to thank everybody for joining. This has been another beautiful, beautiful evening here in the House of Sewing. Tammy, thank you so much for hanging out. Coach,
Glad I was here.
Coach, as always, we are the Chicago Bulls because of you. We're the 90s Chicago Bulls.
Yes. Michael Jordan.
Hey, whoever you
Scottie
want.
Pippen.
Hey, Scottie Pippen was amazing. So underrated. So underrated. You can have 6 chickens here, no roosters. That's so weird. You can have roosters here.
Oh, where's Ollie with me and my 40,000 chickens? He says I'm
Ollie already went to bed, remember?
Yeah, I know. I was just commenting on the live stream.
I can have chickens as long as they're 200 feet from any neighbor. No roosters. Why are people so anti-rooster?
Because the roosters are the ones that wake you up at
I know.
dawn.
I know.
They're the loud ones.
Hearing that cock-a-doodle-doo reminds me of living in the heart of Los Angeles. Every other house literally had a rooster in their backyard. I will be back at it tomorrow for the Power Hour. It's my birthday, so I'm going to come on and be like,
What time are we coming on?
same time because of MMA.
Yeah. Okay, just want to make sure.
I'll be done with mine. I'll be done with mine by then.
It'll be another late night show. I say I'm going to go for an hour. We'll do a full Carson show tomorrow. But I've been watching Carson. There's so many Don Rickles jokes I want to tell, but I don't think I can say them on YouTube.
Nope. Probably not.
Nope. Even in the 1970s, Buddy Hackett would be talking and he would say something so terrible, it would just be like, because even the censors were like, nope, and they would just bleep, bleep, bleep. They would bleep him out because it was terrible.
Well, it's always a pleasure coming on with you, William.
Thank you. Seriously, twin, thank you so much.
And Tammy.
We also have a resident peacock that wakes up at 4:30.
Tammy, no, I really enjoy coming on with you too. I really do. You're amazing.
Absolutely.
I learned so much from you both.
You are the Scottie Pippen of this. You're the one scoring all the points.
So you say.
I'll be back at it tomorrow because it's my birthday and I'll cry if I want to. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope everybody has a great night. And but seriously, thank you. Before I get into my spiel, thank you. You guys are amazing. And to the people who watch this in a replay, you are the MVP. I thank all of you. Oh, and thank you so much for joining, Christina. Thank you so much. I'll be back at it tomorrow. So, like I always say, reinforce your seams, be yourself, and I will definitely